real quick, before we start this, I did want to tell you something. I was taking a shower earlier, and dude, I am going insane. I literally put like the soap, the body wash soap, in my hair, and then I was like, what a moron. So then I went to go grab like the shampoo, and I put the shampoo on my body without even like realizing what I just did. You have any thoughts
You're
on
gonna
that?
yourself.
I think I'm going crazy or something. Um, but yeah, here we go. SummerSlam 1989. We're still in the 89 year. I feel like 89, we have been here for 10 years.
Yeah, it's because we've been taking fun stops to watch No Holds Barred and how great Ric Flair is.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. This was August 28th. So we're getting pretty close to the end here. The tagline for SummerSlam was Feel the Heat with the main event of Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake versus Macho Man Randy Savage and his counterpart in No Holds Barred, Zeus. Zeus is here.
Yeah. Uh, why? Why is Zeus here? Is he looking for Rip? What was his name? Rip Thomas?
Rip Thomas, yeah.
Was that his name?
What
Is
is
he looking for him, or does he think Hulk Hogan is him, or is he just looking for another guy to fight on Battle of the Tough Guys? You know.
Yeah, he took like a wrong turn and now he's at a WWF SummerSlam, so he's like, wait a
How the
second.
fuck did he get here? I mean, I guess it could be like Sherry Martel summoning him through some kind of cauldron magic, I suppose.
Yeah, also, Sensational Sherry being a witch for them is she's been a witch. She's been Peggy Sue. Her
Yep.
range is insane.
Right. A women's champion. She wrestled at one point.
Yeah, a long time ago. Remember
Yeah.
whenever
I
she
mean
went
that.
out and she was like cussing out Rockin' Robin on commentary? Um,
Yep.
I wonder if they ever fought each other. Like we're still waiting for them to get healthy or whatever to fight each other.
I'm pretty sure Rockin' Robin's left the company, and there just is no women's title right now.
That's insane.
So I hope you
Uh,
didn't enjoy women's wrestling because that shit's gone for a minute.
let's
Don't
see.
worry though, Sable Sable will revive the women's division in 1999. Well, hold on. There will be like we'll have a little bit in like early 90s, I think, like 93, 94. Because the
Oh,
whole Alundra Blaze debacle has to happen.
so here's what's happening right now in the women's division of 89.
Okay.
Rockin' Robin is still the champion. She continued to defend the women's title against Martin. Oh, that's shit. You wait, who's Martin? That's so weird.
Judy.
Judy Martin.
Judy
Okay.
Martin.
Yep. Throughout the summer
One
of
of the fucking
1989,
glamour girls or whatever.
Rockin' Robin holds the championship until 1990 when she left the company at this time. The title
Oh,
was
so she's
the title was then retired in 1990 due to inactivity.
oh, it's rather inactive, that's for sure.
Yes, and literally the Wikipedia for the women's championship in WWF, it's from 1983 to 1989. So, yeah, so I guess Rockin' Robin must have the record for the longest, right? Because she never lost it. They just got rid of the title.
I
Shout out to
guess.
Rockin' Robin. Remember she did that horrible
Yep,
uh
she really did.
national
Back at
anthem?
WrestleMania 5, which feels like quite a while ago.
It was awful.
We've
Uh,
had like 2 NWA shows and a movie.
and a main event.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that would have been before
Oh,
Mania though.
led up to it. Yeah. God, that's where they
Yeah.
weren't
It's
friends
weird, man,
anymore.
to finally make it back home to WWF after all these weeks.
Hmm. But we started the show. We have Tony Schiavone. Is that how you say his last name?
Shivani.
Schiavone. And
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura. They're doing their intro to SummerSlam. I guess Gorilla Monsoon's done. Maybe, potentially.
I guess so. I got no complaints from
Me
for
either.
Shivani though. I quite enjoyed this team. And I know it's not going to last very long. I'm pretty sure Shivani will be back in NWA pretty soon. But I thought he was pretty good on the show. Like I quite enjoyed him and Jesse together.
I'm trying to think. Like, there's multiple instances throughout the whole night where I thought Tony like killed it on especially in the main event. He
Yeah,
fucking
he was
crushed the main
excited as
event.
fuck.
Yeah. So yeah,
Dude, oh my god. Yeah, I specifically point out like him in my notes in the main event.
yeah, he was awesome. But yeah, and then we cut to what a sense is like it's an intro video of all the
Oh,
wrestlers,
is it ever, dude?
and it's like
I loved it.
you show someone doing a wrestling move, and then it cuts to someone
Yeah.
like
A
driving in a
nice little summer
car.
activity. You
Yeah,
get the Jimmy Sooka splash, and then you get a couple jumping into a pool, and then the $1 million man's got somebody in the $1 million dream, and here's a guy on a bicycle, heart attack, driving with the top down, spike pile driver, kid eating ice cream, press slam, ha ha ha, women on a beach.
yep,
That's essentially the whole promo,
yeah. We also
the
have
whole little
someone.
intro, dude. It was awesome.
We got a little kid hitting a baseball and someone hitting a golf ball as well, which made no sense. It was just like, yeah, I guess it goes with the summer activity, so I guess you could pan it
Yeah,
like that.
man. And then this is the one place you can get wrestling and summertime activities. Kinda, not really, but it's just more wrestling. But it's SummerSlam. Yeah.
Um, we kick it to our first match finally of the night. We have a tag team match, the Hearts versus the Brain Busters. And we
Finally.
Bobby Heenan. Yeah. So basically, what's going on here is the Brainbusters are champions. They defeated Demolition to become tag team champions. They
Man,
are,
so much changed.
yeah, they are not. The title's not on the line, even though they bring it up 30 times throughout of it. Uh,
No, and Jesse's like justification is like, oh, they weren't tag champs when the match was signed, so fuck the Hearts, fuck them. That's
mhm.
basically Jesse's argument, and I guess I see his argument. But Tony Schiavone throughout the entire match is just like, well, they're kind of pussies for not putting him on the line. They're bitches. He did not stop grilling him about them not putting the belts up.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like we can point out about Tony. Like he was grilling Jesse the whole night. That's what you need. You need Jesse to be the asshole commentary, and then you need someone to like bring him back down to earth. And I think Tony did a great job about it. I mean, we can make this whole podcast just about Tony Schiavone. So, uh,
There's actually podcasts that do that. So,
yeah, probably.
well, he has one. So,
I got some things about this match, man.
yeah.
We talk a lot about Bret Hart, great wrestler. He's great in
Uh
this.
huh.
Arn Anderson is
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
great in this. He is
Yeah, dude.
amazing. Uh,
Told you.
Also,
Told you, man.
the fucking Hearts look jacked as shit in this one.
Yeah, they finally realized that they're in WWF, so it's time to get built. Although Jim the Anvil Neidhart's been big the whole time, but
Hmm.
yeah, they're definitely they've been in the gym a lot, and you can see it.
Yeah, 100%. But what'd you think about this match?
I thought this match was pretty good. I've been wanting to see these two teams since the Brainbusters showed up for the first time, which I don't remember if it was at a Survivor Series or the Rumble or wherever. But I've been wanting this as soon as I saw the Brainbusters were here. I really like the stuff at the beginning with the Hearts mostly just out wrestling Arn. Well, Brett mostly. Um, there's so many great times where like Arn will almost get the tag, but they keep him in, or he'll get the tag through some way where the ref's like, yeah, you're not getting away with that shit. Like Tully will be standing on the bottom rope like 3 feet into the ring and get the tag, or he'll like tag Arn's boot or some fuck shit like that, and the ref's just not having it. Um, it's really just a really good like technical style match, like the old like catch as catch can. It's just really grapple heavy and like a lot of holds. But they work it. They work the fuck out of it though, because they'll get like when he gets him and they get Brett in like the little double top wrist lock, and Brett just backflips out of it and throws them backwards. That looked awesome, and the crowd like explodes for that.
Also, Brett does. I forgot who's holding him at first, but he does like some bridge move. Like he makes his body into a bridge, and like he stands up from
Yeah,
like on the ground, and then that's whenever the other brain buster comes in, and yeah, that's where he does the reverse on their double team, which was fucking insane. Also,
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, not to mention,
Go
I
ahead.
mean the fucking the Hearts, their tag team moves are insane as well.
Yeah, their offense is awesome.
I love the slingshot that they do with
Yeah, they
Jim
do it
Hart.
so well.
Yeah, but yeah, what were you saying earlier?
I don't know. Oh yeah, the part where Brett like throws Anvil as hard as he can into the corner at Arn or no, at Tully, and then Arn just like runs over and just pulls him out of the way, and Neidhart just slams into the corner. That was pretty awesome. They did this weird little collide spot, and then like where they initially it's like God, where was this? What am I trying to say? It's like right before the little hot tag where like Neidhart and Anderson collide. It looked so awkward, but they fucking truck each other. They beat the shit out of each other in this match.
The Brain Busters, do they last a while in WWE?
I'm pretty sure they're back in NWA like in a few months as well.
Okay. Well, that sucks because I really like Arn Anderson, and I want to see him do like a singles run, but I don't know how long like the Brain Busters last together.
Well, they won't really be a tag team in NWA. They're more a tag team here because they came in together, and you know they were both four horsemen, so of course they're gonna have some kind of chemistry, and it just turned into the Brainbusters. They weren't like always tagging when they were in the four horsemen. Like Tully was like U.S. champ and Arn was TV champ and stuff. So even when they go back, you'll see a lot more Arn Anderson single stuff. He'll get single runs for sure. He'll never be like the guy, but he'll be like the solid as fuck mid card dude that has probably the best matches consistently. You know, he'll be in that role, like a Malenko or a Benoit or an Eddie in WCW. You know.
Dude, Chris Benoit, horrible person and everything. I I'm excited to see some matches of his because I don't think I've ever really watched a Chris Benoit match before.
It's an experience. I'm interested to get there in general, to see if it's like how long until it gets too weird to watch Chris Benoit matches.
I
Especially
was
watching him do like diving headbutts and shit,
that's what I was about to
and
say.
being portrayed as a fucking rabid killer.
I was watching something the other day and it was like a 2 minute compilation of Chris Benoit's worst like headbutts, and he was like headbutting the
Mm-hmm.
table. He was headbutting the ring post. People were throwing him on the ground, making him hit his head first, and it was just like, oh my god, bro. Yeah, I mean, is he late '90s, early 2000s?
Uh, he'll show up in WCW around like '96 or so, I guess,
Oh,
and
okay.
then he'll be around in one form or another because he goes to WWE in 2000, and then he'll be there until 2007.
2007. I thought it was way earlier than that. I didn't know it was 2007. I was thinking like 2004. That's crazy.
No, 2004 is when he wins the belt. Be a great WrestleMania moment to talk about when we get there, huh?
Yeah. So the way this match ends, it's about how every other match ends.
Yeah,
The ref is
yeah.
distracted, or the ref is just on the ground. Basically, the ref he gets distracted by Heenan. So the ref was really just focused on that. Um, and then Arn hits a double axe handle, to the back of Hart, and Anderson covered him for the pin while holding Hart's hand, basically to cover and hide the fact that Anderson wasn't the legal man. Uh,
Yeah, he was like trying to cover his head so the ref would be like, "Oh, hey, that's obviously the legal brain buster."
yeah,
I just don't like that they had this whole wrestling match and then a shot to his head, like he gets hit in the back of the head one time and now he's down. Like I
mhm.
just like why not hit him with the megaphone or something or whatever the fuck? No, it's Heenan, so it can't be the megaphone. Why not? I don't know. Why not use you're a tag champion? Use a fucking belt or something. Like I don't know. Like Brett's better than like double axe handles to the back of his head when he's not looking and he's down. Like Brett's better than that. You know?
Yeah, I mean it's a sucky ending. Even the next tag team match that we watch, I'm pretty sure it's a weird, finicky ending as well. You don't really know who the legal man is, but the ref still counts.
Yeah, they just do tag matches so weird in WWE. Not that NWA is doing them in a much better way. Tag matches in general in the '80s just seem to be really fucking strange. But I can't let that finish take away from like just how good of a match that was. Like at least in terms of the wrestling, it was fucking phenomenal. These are four pretty good fucking wrestlers right here. And also Bret Hart and Arn Anderson are fucking great.
No, I agree. I wish
Just some weird shit, but whatever.
we should get them two to wrestle now. What, they're both in their late
Um,
60s?
yeah, I'm sure that'd be just as entertaining as it was here.
Maybe better. I don't know. But yeah, after the match, we get Dusty Rhodes interview. Dusty Rhodes is in WWF, WWE now. How do you feel about
Yeah, and
that?
I don't understand a fucking thing he's saying. I think it's cool he's here. I guess the NWA thing didn't work out too well for him, so
Literally, what I
here's Dusty
wrote
Rhodes. But
after match, Dusty Rhodes interview. Very cool seeing him in WWF. Don't know a goddamn word he said in this interview.
yeah, yeah. All I understood was "if you will" and the 50 Elvis references he makes, which some of them don't really make that much sense, but I get it. He's his opponent is Honky Tonk Man, who's dressed like Elvis.
Who's also the greatest wrestler of all time. But that's a different story for a different day. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
dude, he had such a great 88 year. I'm gonna say it now. He had such a great 88 year.
Yeah, what never forget what they took from you, man. Like
I
how far we've
know.
fallen.
87 to 88 was fucking Honky Tonk Man's. Oh my god.
Although I will say, this show's Intercontinental title match was fucking awesome compared to
Dude, I
Honky
know,
Tonk
and
Man
I
Ultimate Warrior. But
cannot wait for
I
that.
know, I know, I'm getting ahead of myself. But
That match was so good. And oh man, that match was so good. It was better than I expected. I thought it was gonna be some heel shit.
well, I wasn't expecting way that like too much, but holy fuck, we'll get there. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, I guess.
What I like to do is I like to when I'm watching it I usually look up, like I was looking up Jimmy Snuka's last match, or Jimmy Snuka, or like Honky Tonk Man's last match. And what's great is the fact to know that even after, Honky Tonk Man leaves WWF and a little.
Oh, he'll pop back up all the time.
Yeah, and he wrestles like independent. Like he kept wrestling. That was my thing. I was worried that he stopped wrestling. I think he retires in 92 or something from WWF. But he was wrestling like 2006, 2007. So I was thinking about doing this thing
Yeah.
where I like spin a wheel or something and I pick like a random 80s wrestler and then just spin the wheel again for the certain year and then just watch a match from him that year. I think that'd
Okay,
be fucking
that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
At the end of the '80s here, we're at August of '89, man.
I don't know. Uh, so yeah,
Wrestling's about to take a strange turn.
yeah, I can't wait for the 90s. Uh, so yeah, Dusty Rhodes interview after that. We have an interesting match. We have the Honky Tonk Man.
Is it ever?
The Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart versus Dusty Rhodes. That Dusty Rhodes yellow polka dot, I mean, it's so iconic, man. I gotta say it. And also his theme song, oh, it was
Yeah,
just so
it
perfect.
was cool hearing the theme song. I can't. I don't know what he was coming out to in NWA, but like, it can't be this good. It can't be as
Mm-mm.
good as American Dream, dude. This shit's so good.
America Dream.
But he's in WWF now, so you know what that means? The story has officially begun.
Oh
The
yeah, I guess
story
so.
that
Yeah,
it would take Cody Rhodes 40 something years to get to, I guess 35 or so. I don't fucking know. I'm not doing math right now.
the
Cody will
crazy
finish
thing,
that shit later, but you started it. You have started it, Dusty. Thank you.
the crazy thing about this is Dusty is like 40 something years. I think he's 45 years old in this match. He has been wrestling for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he was
You
born
know,
in 45 and this is 89. So yeah, he's 44 years old.
about this match before these two get into it. One of the men in this match is a true legend of the business. You know, a hero of Southern wrestling, a world-class champion wrestler. And the other one wanted Rick Steiner to beat Ric Flair. And the other one is stealing the big boss man's gimmick, walking out with a police hat and a nightstick. Dusty Rhodes, asshole. I kid, I love Dusty Rhodes, but I love Honky Tonk Man, and knowing that Dusty Rhodes tried to have Rick Steiner job Ric Flair out in a cage in 5 minutes is fucking bonkers to me.
Oh,
And I just can't let this dude debut on WWF without me bringing this up.
I'm so glad you mentioned the word cage because I would have never have told you this unless you've seen it too. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan at Bad Blood with Dominic Mysterio hanging
Yeah,
above them in a shark cage.
in the shark cage. Well,
Are,
I feel like
are
I
they
feel
listening
like
to
the
us?
match we actually want to see. Oh yeah, because Kevin Sullivan.
That is crazy.
I feel like the match you actually want to see is Dom versus Rhea, but I guess there's no fucking fathomable way I'm getting that.
God, that would be
But
so
I feel like that's
awesome.
the match people want to see.
As
I don't know. They're either listening to us or they're also watching old NWA and shit like that.
like they're on the same track as us. Because how the fuck did they bring back main event and the shark cage in the same year? That is some bullshit. That is some. We better be getting checks. We better be writing fucking checks. They're gonna come out
I
with a
can't wait
fucking.
until the match after it's gonna be it's like Rhea's gonna have Liv beat and then Dom's gonna go, Rhea, I know where you leave your dog.
Yeah, and Damien's gonna stand there with his hands up and not go back and help him. He's like, I don't know what he's
Hey
saying.
man, let's just join the first family.
The shark cage is hilarious. I don't give a fuck. That it makes no
it's it's
sense.
probably it's probably like the best gimmick in wrestling, dude. I swear to God.
Not
Now
the,
that I've seen Kevin Sullivan locked inside of it and it just randomly dropped for no reason, yeah, it's my favorite thing.
we better get a random drop during the match next Saturday.
Yeah.
Imagine like Dominic Mysterio's just like being let down midway through the match because there's a malfunction on the rope or whatever, and they're just playing through it like, oh, it's being let down. I don't know why it's so early. Oh, we need that so bad. No, the next match they're gonna do though, they're gonna do it like a fucking Texas Tornado tag match. With
Oh
them
man,
four.
yeah, it'll be yeah, that's what they'll do. It'll be that's what the bloodline will do in the build to War Games.
Or they'll do like a John Cena. John Cena will come back next week and he'll fight whoever his latest movie star co-star is or whatever.
Yeah, I thought about that earlier. It's like John Cena will wrestle whatever villain he killed in his latest movie.
They need to do that. They should literally
John.
just make John Cena's last run Hulk Hogan 1989. I
We
should
need to
write
find
that
out
on
who
it.
John's best friend is. It'll be him and his friend against whatever the top fucking heel is right at the moment on
Plus
TV.
plus
I
the
don't.
villain.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be like Drew McIntyre plus the villain.
God, I fucking love Drew. I don't think I can I think Randy, Drew, those two guys right now, just because where I'm at in my life, I just feel like those guys can never be a heel for me anymore.
I kind of think Orton's past the point where he can be. Like he's just been there too long and people love him now.
Yeah, zero chance Orton can never be a heel anymore. Imagine they try to do a thing next year. It's like Orton heel versus face Cena. Like they're gonna have to
Oh, it
get
won't stop them
Orton.
from trying. They'll do it. They'll try it if they want to try it. But
Yeah, like Randy Orton's gonna have to punt another family member of John Cena's family, for me to be
I
convinced that
I
he's a heel.
I think he'd get a face reaction for it. I think they'd cheer that in 2024.
Probably. Uh, but yeah, this Dusty Rhodes match. I wrote
It's a Dusty Rhodes match for sure.
great intro song versus great intro song, and also I think due to Dusty Rhodes' age, Honky Tonk Man had to sell his ass off this whole goddamn match.
But didn't he though?
He did so good, especially like
I thought this was southern as fuck, dude. This was great.
the
I mean, it
10
was
hits in
simple
the
shit. It's
corner.
just what you want.
No Peggy
Yeah,
Sue
yeah. You got
there.
the entire 10 count, the
Mhm.
entire 10 count, and you get the nice little funny spot where they dance off. First of all, fuck yes, I'm 100% down to watch Dusty Rhodes and Honky Tonk Man do a dance off. I wish they had just made the segment a dance off because the pose down was so good.
Who
But
can
like
name the
he ends
most
up fucking with
southern?
Honky Tonk Man's hair, you know.
Yeah, who can name the most southern traditions wins this match? That's what it should have been.
Did you happen to get a look at Dusty Rhodes' forehead?
Oh God, I did not. What was that
Oh
about?
man. All right. Well, cool. So you'll be able to sleep for a little bit longer until you're curious enough to look this up yourself. But eesh. Holy
Was it
fuck.
was
It
it that
kind of
bad?
just looks like someone drug a rake across that shit.
Oh,
It's pretty rough. I mean, it's like scarred up and shit from all the times he's, bladed. But they're doing this really good job of getting over the elbow, because anytime Dusty like raises his elbow up at all, Honky Tonk bails. He's not putting up with that shit. But like the pacing is pretty slow, but it's fine. They're it's like you said, Honky Tonk selling his ass off for like the little bit of stuff that Dusty's doing. Is like they don't. No one wants to see Dusty come in here and have a fucking 30, 45-minute match. That's not what this crowd wants. They want to see Dusty. They want to see Dusty do the punches and the winding it up and the elbow and the dancing, all the
yeah,
polka dot
act
shit.
goofy,
They want to
yeah,
see that. And
comedian wrestler
they want to see a shithead heel that they hate, like Honky Tonk Man,
for no
get his ass
reason.
kicked and sell for it.
Hmm. And
And
then you
this is
have
what they're
Jimmy
giving
Hart
them.
on the outside to add salt in the wound.
Yeah.
Just be
And
that
then,
asshole.
the finish was again Southern wrestling as fuck. No telling how many times on in his career coming up through the indies they did this shit where
The guitar shot.
he's holding him, yeah, he's holding him in place. He's like, hit him with the fucking guitar. And then Jimmy's like, all right, baby, hold him there. I'll get him. And then he moves and, oh, I didn't mean to hit you. I'm sorry. And then,
Yeah.
elbow. We got it.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes
Fucking
finally hits
awesome.
the elbow on Honky Tonk Man, and guess what? The ref's finally getting back up. 2 matches in a row where the ref is fucking knocked down or distracted, and then finally,
Oh
hey,
yeah, that's right. Because Honky Tonk Man just like threw Dusty Rose directly at the ref,
and he fell over.
and Jimmy Hart goes, "Beautiful."
Yep. So unfortunately, I mean, we love both guys here, but unfortunately, our favorite did not win.
Yeah, I mean he did his job though. He looked great. I was just happy to see a Honky Tonk Man single match again, just to see him get some TV time.
Oh, dude, there's multiple people that I was like, why the fuck are they not here? One of them
I mean, they got
being
almost 10 minutes.
Bad News Brown. Where was he at?
Oh my god, yeah, I haven't seen Bad News Brown in what feels like forever. I
Yeah.
miss him. I don't know where he went.
I was gonna say thank God, like no Tito Santana. I was gonna make a joke later. Um,
Oh, that's it. No, Tito's here. Tito's here.
yeah, and then he showed up randomly, and I was like, fuck. But yeah, Dusty Rhodes, he wins by pinfall. After the match, we get Honky Tonk Man. He's walking up the ramp, and uh, I forgot who it was who stopped him, but he gets stopped for an interview, and he's literally just jibber jabber. He's like,
Yeah.
I think I was supposed to perform here tonight, but I got to make it to the stage. He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the stage. And Tony's our commentary is like, yeah, he's in La La Land right now.
That's probably one of the best sellings of a concussion I think I've ever seen.
It was
If
really
he
good.
wasn't legit just fucked up, because his eyes even sold it. Like, and what made it better was his hair was still fucked up from where Dusty, like, got it all messy and messed it up earlier. It looked great. I really enjoyed this segment as a whole.
What's bad about it is like some of these people, their hair, it looks so bad when they've been sweating in a match. Like I feel so bad for them. Like
Yeah, it can't be fun to like clean up,
I know it's probably a bigger deal now with like appearances and stuff. And back then it was like I'm just here to kick some ass, and I'm a red-blooded American person who's just here to get a paycheck. But now people's like it's all about appearance and shit. I feel like. Um, After that, we get a Mean Gene interview. He's interviewing Demolition. They're like, we went back to boot camp and we're ready. We've recovered. And then also, Hacksaw Jim Duggan's here with a
Yeah,
fucking
he's just kind of
crown.
the king now.
Hacksaw Jim
He's
Duggan is a new king.
I guess he beat Haku. I don't understand how this king thing is like it's become this pseudo championship where it's not an actual title, but when you beat a king, you just become a king. You become the king.
Forever.
And
Haku was the
whether
king
you
for
just
2.5 years.
like, but why is Jim Duggan king all of a sudden?
Could you imagine them carrying Jim Duggan's big ass on those stairs like they were doing Haku on the throne and everything?
Wait until 95, dude. Just
Oh
fucking wait.
God, oh God, I can imagine. Is it Big
Dude,
Boss Man?
no, it's probably bigger.
Oh God, Big Show?
We've talked about this. We've talked about this
Oh, okay.
because
Well,
you said you remembered him as Big Daddy V.
oh God.
Yeah.
Sorry, whoever has to carry his. Uh,
So this wasn't quite the loud yelling promo from last week that I was a huge fan of, but we almost got there. I love trying to understand gimmick. Sorry, but understand Duggan behind like the fucking gimmick with the weird like gimp mask or whatever the fuck he's wearing to match Demolition.
I wrote BDSM, but I didn't want to say it. But I love how you said get mess. That's great. Oh, okay. I actually love a thing that they do pre-match, and I know you know what I'm hinting at later. Uh,
Maybe I don't know.
yeah, we'll get to it. Uh, but yeah, normally they interview someone and they go out to the ring and fight, but nope, not here. Next match we have Mr. Perfect, who by way of the commentary is still undefeated at this point in his career. Um, and he is going up against Red Rooster. Didn't we just see Mr. Perfect at WrestleMania fighting against Blue Blazer? Is that correct?
Yeah, he hates colors, man. He hates it.
Yeah. He hates that, and he hates fighting anybody over anybody over 185 pounds. I feel like, but also I gotta point out something. Red Rooster's hair thing that he's recently added. He's got to get rid of it, man. He has got to get rid of it. What's your
I
opinion
hate the
on it?
gimmick. I hate the fucking gimmick. Terry Taylor, whatever, but Red Rooster ain't it, dude. This shit is lame. Like he's bobbing his head like a rooster. It looks stupid. Like I literally wrote in my notes, Mr. Perfect versus Red Rooster. Fuck. I have not really enjoyed any time Red Rooster's popped up. Mr. Perfect is kind of dependent on who he's wrestling. Because I loved his match with Blue Blazer. This was
Owen
kind of
Hart.
whatever.
Blue Blazers Owen Hart, right? In that movie.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
So I don't sound like an idiot. Uh, sorry.
I love that in this match, Ventura says that Mr. Perfect was the first ever to do a. No, wait, no, no, not Mr. Ventura says he himself. He goes, I was the first ever to do a standing drop kick.
Ventura, he also says some other things during this. He's like, "What do you know, Tony? You never got in the ring like me. You were never like me in this game." He like really he hones in on the fact of him being a wrestler, and we actually should watch some Jesse Ventura fight. I don't know if you've ever seen any, but I would love to
I've
just.
never seen a Jesse Ventura match in my life, honestly.
God, dude, I wish I could hang out with Jesse Ventura every day of my life.
He looks like the coolest guy.
Yeah,
He has the best outfits consistently. He's gonna
and
make me look like shit wherever we go because I'm not gonna be able to dress anything like he can.
yeah, could you imagine like he's like, "Hey, let's go to this steak place," and you dress up in like all like you maybe a button up and something, and then he comes in with like, his little do
Uh,
rag he wears, this like
yeah.
yellow Hulk Hogan esque shirt, a fucking jacket, and you're like, "God damn, he's so cool." Like I don't
I'm
know,
dressed.
I don't really care about politics and everything, but I would solely just vote Jesse just because it's Jesse Ventura. If I lived in Minnesota and Jesse was running for
Yeah.
whatever, I'm voting for him every time. I don't give a fuck. Um,
Yeah, I'd love to know that the whoever I'm voting for, like puts all their faith in the heels and loves Randy Savage and hates Hulk Hogan.
he cares about people's bodies,
What more do you need in a leader?
and he's a fucking movie star, my guy. But yeah, what'd you think about this Red Rooster fight? It was not long,
uh,
right? No way it was long.
no, it was like 3 minutes. It was 3:21. It was just kind of whatever. There's really not much into it. Like I'm just not impressed or really give much of a fuck about Red Rooster. Um, But I want to like Perfect, but he only gets to wrestle people like Red Rooster and Blue Blazer, and we're like, oh, of fucking course he's undefeated. You're letting him wrestle the only people you'll let fucking take pins without a series of bullshit happening before the finish. But he just like basically he gets slapped once and then just beats the fuck out of him and then hits the perfect plex and wins. Like we've talked about the match longer than it was now, I think.
Yeah,
I did like that they start fighting outside the rest counting, and I'm like, okay, 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 and then they get back in. Thank fuck.
imagine he gets his. I was thinking like his first like non-win is gonna be a tie from a fucking double count out. But that'd have been insane for Mr. Perfect.
Well, they'll still claim he's undefeated because that's why draws happen, and so they don't have to eat losses.
Where's my guy Dino Bravo?
He was on the dark match. He beat Coco Beware.
There's a dark match. Okay. We
Yep.
missed out on Coco Beware. What assholes. They try to kill him
Yeah.
off, I feel like.
Well, they've never tried to do much with him or make much out of him.
Yeah, and I can't really say that because he's gonna be in that 91 Survivor Series match with Undertaker, so
Yeah, but you're also not really going to see him do much else at all. It's because Undertaker needed 5 dudes to kill on his debut to look cool.
I'm glad he got that treatment.
And they weren't going to be like, "Oh my God, the Undertaker just ran through Hulk Hogan, both of both of the Rockers, and
Coco Beware.
and Ultimate Warrior
Yeah.
and Dusty Rhodes." They weren't going to be like, "Here's 5 fucking top tier baby faces for Undertaker to beat." It was never going to be that. It was like you'll get some mid card dude, and then 4 nobodies.
That'd have been awesome though. Like he kicked all
Look at the
their
size of
asses.
that ham hock.
God, it was so good. But yeah, Mr. Perfect, he wins. Perfect Plex, it's over. Um, after the match, you see this a lot during the night. I stopped picking up on it, but they're hyping up Survivor Series. It's again gonna be
Here we
on
go again.
Thanksgiving. Uh,
Here we go. Oh
you know
my
what?
God, Survivor Series
I'm gonna
again.
say this Survivor Series is gonna shock you. I have no clue what
Yeah.
happens, but it's gonna shock you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least there's at least I get a WCW Thunderdome match between this and Survivor Series. So
Is Thunderdome they actually fight in a dome, right? Is that what you telling me?
I don't know what the fuck Thunderdome is, dude. I just saw Thunderdome and I was like, nope, we're watching this.
I mean, it sounds really fun, so I'm excited for it.
Here's the thing. On the wiki, when I hover the cursor over, over the link for Thunderdome, it literally brings up Hell in a Cell. Uh so who the fuck knows what that's about to be.
Okay. Is it called Thunderdome or is it Halloween Havoc?
Yeah, that's well, Halloween Havoc's the name of the show.
Oh, okay.
Thunderdome is the match.
Fuck yeah. Well, that's good. Hopefully it's Ric Flair versus uh fucking Ricky Steamboat in a Hell in a Cell.
It's Ric Flair and Sting against Muda and uh
Oh, Terry
Funk.
Funk.
Yeah.
Damn, a tag team inside of a Hell in a Cell. That's pretty inventive.
Y-
You know,
Yeah.
I
And it
gotta
sounds a lot more exciting than 10 on 10 tag team Survivor Series match.
I gotta say something. WCW
Okay.
makes better match stipulations, but I like the WWF wrestlers better. Well, I don't know actually. That's actually hard.
I
I love Ric Flair
I
right now.
I definitely I take it as my chocolate and my vanilla because I appreciate WWE for what it is, but I really enjoy like the wrestling on NWA. But I do like the wrestlers better on WWE or WWF. Sort of like Ric Flair and Steamboat and
They should
Lex
just
Luger's been pretty fucking great the last few times.
if we could just get the main card people over to WWF right now. I mean, they'd be putting on fucking fantastic. Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair match right now would feed families.
You
I
think that, but they're gonna have the chance to do that and then don't do it.
Also, no, actually, scratch that. I wouldn't want to put Hulk Hogan in that position. Give me Macho Man and Ric Flair. That's the match I want to see.
Well, hang in there, buddy.
Okay, good,
You're gonna be pretty satisfied in a few WrestleManias then.
good. Yeah, because I mean, I need that. Like that. That is gonna be awesome. Uh, but yeah. So after the promo, we get this interview with Rick Rude and Heenan.
Mm-hmm.
Rude saying promises are made to be broken because the Warrior promised that he was going to get the IC championship back. Um, and he's going to prove that the Warrior is an ultimate liar. And he's going to stay, and Rick Rude's going to stay the ultimate champion. And then we kick it over to Heenan because, he has to have the last word and everything. He's saying Warrior's not going to have to paint his face because Rick Rude's going to give him a blue and black eye. And yeah, that's what I
um,
get from it.
this promo was excellent. You mentioned he says like the promises are made to be broken, but he says along with arms, legs, necks, and hearts. Fucking great line. And then Heenan plays off of that right away with like, you know what else is meant to be broken? Rules. And we have no problem doing that if we have to. I feel like as a manager wrestler combo, this is the best promo we've seen from one of those. I still feel like the best combo is Jimmy Hart and Honky Tonk Man, but this has been the best promo of a manager and his client together. This was awesome. As much as you can accomplish in one of these small, like minute and a half, 2 minute long promo segments, they exceeded it. Like they got it. They got everything they need out of this. Like this made the match that much better because this hyped it up. It was so cool.
I do feel like Heenan now does more for Rick Rude than what he does for his other clients. Because I think just because the storyline is there.
Well, he's got the
'Cause
belt.
yeah, and like he fits in. Like the way those three work with each other is very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well. But yeah, next match. We have another 6 man, or
All
well,
right.
another
Here we
six
go.
man
Yeah.
tag, but we have another tag match. It's a 6 man.
Yeah. There are two 6-man tag matches on this show.
Yeah.
Two, because you had to push Rick Martel and Tito Santana into a good Rocker Rougeau tag match.
Couldn't it just been split up though?
Yeah, I mean, look, did we really need Greg Valentine versus Hercules and Mr. Perfect and Red Rooster? Like,
No.
get rid of those two matches and then give those 6.5 minutes right there to Tito and Rick Martel. But I mean, they'll I'm sure I think they feud for a while after this. Santana even beats Martel in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament in October.
Hmm.
So they keep going for a while.
We're gonna crown another king? That's crazy. This soon?
Yeah, I know. We just like
We
I
literally
just
he
saw King
just got
Duggan for
it.
the first time.
Yeah. Haku had it
Well,
in
we don't know when
fucking
he got it, but we're just seeing him have it. Yeah, Haku did have it
in
5
April.
months ago at
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Yeah. About 4 months ago in April. Yeah, at WrestleMania.
But yeah, as Cameron mentioned, Strike Force no more. We saw that at WrestleMania when Rick Martel was mad at Tito Santana.
Yeah, Rick Martel turned babyface. It was so weird out of nowhere.
Yeah, Rick Martel turned babyface in our eyes. Yeah, you're right. I love that. I love you saying that. That's great. Yeah, I literally was thinking like wrong teams, switch them.
Yeah,
Because
I literally wrote here new favorite wrestler of the podcast, Rick Martel.
yeah, I fucking love Rick Martel. He's definitely in the top five for sure. But yeah, so it's
I- For a second before the match starts, like wiping away the gimmick of our hate for Tito Santana, I was like, "Fuck, this actually could be a pretty awesome match here. It could be."
mm,
It ended up being a good match.
I mean, Tito Santana, I'm gonna say it, and I don't know how much I actually believe this. Not a bad wrestler.
I was about to say, dude, we know Santana's a good wrestler. He's just
Yeah.
we loved the social justice thing,
I mean,
and
he like started it out doing that. Like you can't do that
yeah,
episode one and expect us not to say anything.
he did it for a few episodes in a row. Is what was like he did it for like that, and then remember he lost to Don Baracco in the wrestling classic, but then somehow whined to the referee and had the decision or had the ref continue the match, and then he rolled up Don Baracco while he wasn't looking.
And then
So
got
he
the
kind
win.
of
Yeah.
yeah, and he got the win off of that. Yeah, so he kind of villainized himself, and we just played along with that as a fun little gimmick for him. Like I've always enjoyed his matches. I love that we picked him as the villain of the podcast early on, so it has to stick. We have to not like Tito Santana.
And he has to like implement him into every fucking like pay-per-view.
he's he's always like the one guy too many in whatever match he's in. It's like that every show they go, all right, what match do we put Tito in?
Yeah, he has to get his one. And it's okay, like cool, bro. Like get your money up, but like the Survivor Series, he was like randomly implemented on one of the teams. I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure it
yeah.
was like the non-Strike Force one. So yeah, I mean it's whatever at the end of the day. Like whatever, bro. Like yeah, get paid. Um,
Oh yeah, because remember Martel was like hurt or something for a while, so
yeah,
he was doing shit on his own.
I miss the British Bulldogs. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. They'll pop up in WCW at some point, and then I know at least Davey Boy comes back for a while. I don't know if Dynamite Kid ever does, but there's a really good Davey Boy Smith single run coming where he just becomes the British Bulldog.
Let's hope fucking what's his name? Dynamite Kid's not there whenever or not Dynamite Kid, but the Rougeau brothers aren't there. Because wasn't that the whole thing?
I
They got
I
an
think so. Yeah,
altercation
they had some kind of fight with them or something.
like right before a match, and then they had to go fight each other in the match. Jeez,
Oh yeah,
it was that
it
Survivor
it
Series thing, right?
yeah, the one I hated. It lasted almost a fucking hour.
Yeah. But what'd you think
That's
about
really what it
this?
that's really before we keep going. That's really why I've added all these WCW things in. Is I just want it to take longer to get back to Survivor Series.
Oh yeah. Dude, I like later on Survivor Series. I think I mentioned to you when we talked about the last one. Like, give me
No,
a
it's like
good.
War Games. Well, it has to it has to age. The concept will
Yeah.
age like wine.
Give me a
It'll get
SmackDown
there.
versus Raw versus ECW any day of the
Yeah,
week.
we're experiencing the growing pains. That's all it is. We'll get there.
Yeah, what'd you
But
think about this
anyway,
match?
uh, I like the beginning where they do this sequence that is it's cool on paper and it looked great at first, and then they like start to get a little bit choppy. Like you can see them kind of like stumbling each other, trying to find each other. Like they throw Santana for the little crossbody, and he just lands like straight on his face, and it takes them all a minute to find each other so they can do the triple drop kicks.
Yeah, I think that was
Pretty funny, I thought.
the double leapfrog and slingshot crossbody from the Rockers team.
Yeah, when he does the crossbody, he lands just right on his fucking face.
Yeah.
Uh, I loved it.
Yeah, and what's good
Because
about
it
that?
looked awesome and the crowd treated it very well. Like they popped for it, but you could see that they were like, "Where the fuck are you? Where are you? Where are you?"
Yeah, it fucked him up a little bit. Yeah. But what was good about that is like whenever the Rougeaus and Martel team they finally got the upper hand, it was literally just Tito Santana in the ring. We got to see a Boston Crab on Tito Santana. We got to see a lot of triple teams on Tito beating up Tito in the corner. Um, and what they're really wanting to like to build up to is the face off between Tito and Martel in the ring together, which is great.
Yeah.
Uh, and also, I love at the beginning of the matches where you think Tito Santana and Martel is going to be in, and Martel's in there, and he's like, nah, and then he gets back out, and one of the Rougeaus starts the match. I thought that was fucking awesome. And then I'm trying to think. So eventually, though, uh, Martel does get in, and Tito does like he builds up momentum, and they actually have a great punch off with each other. Um, Also, you get the like two moments in the match where all six members are in the ring, which
Mhm.
is fun, but it never lasts as long as you want it to. Because one team always throws the other team out, and then it's like, well, fuck, we're back to square one, and now everyone has to get out of the ring. But yeah, those are mine on this. I love to see like Shawn Michaels, young Shawn Michaels and everything, but it sucks
Oh
when
yeah.
the match isn't really about Shawn Michaels. It's about Tito and Rick Martel.
No, we gotta wait a little bit for Sean to showcase himself a little more and get a push out of it. When he does the top rope elbow drop or whatever the fuck it was, it looked like he lands directly on Martel's head. Like directly on that shit.
Do you think there was any hatred real life?
Of who?
Martel and Tito?
I mean, probably not. I'd imagine if there were, like at this point, they just because it's not like it was in like the Matt Hardy Edge days where the company's just like you do the fuck we tell you. Back then, people would have just been like, hey, well, fuck you. I'm just gonna go over to NWA. I'm not gonna work with this guy. Like we literally had. I know we had Bulldogs and Rougeaus in the Survivor Series match, but we noticed after learning that they had the fight that like, oh, well, they were never in the ring together. I feel like back then people had a little more like not say so or creative control, but they would just refuse more and just take more control of it. And what the fuck are we gonna do about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but like you know, your competition at this point is WCW with mad money. So tell me, Tito Santana or Rick Martel couldn't just, hey, can I get a spot over here on WCW and just take as much money, if not a little more, just because we're taking another guy from Vince.
Yeah. And probably would have had better matches, honestly.
It just depends what you're going for with match style. I mean, like Tito Santana, Flying Brian would be a pretty good match. Tito Santana and Lex Luger would be good. I'll take Rick Martel versus Steamboat. That'd be great.
That would be nice actually. A Rick Martel versus because we probably saw a Tito and uh Steamboat match already, right? I would assume we've may have seen one of those. Probably not.
Who?
Rick Martel or not Rick Tito and Steamboat match. I don't think they had one. I was thinking maybe in that tournament.
No, they've pretty much both been babyface the entire time. The only time we've ever seen like a face versus a face was like Davey Boy and Ricky Steamboat, I think, in that tournament.
But
Where were we on this match?
the
I mentioned that
ending.
he lands like right on his fucking head. Yeah. Oh yeah, this was really weird. It's like the same
Ending
finish as
as
the
the
match
other one.
before.
Yeah. So basically, you don't know who is the legal man. I think they just. I don't think who gets pinned. Who gets pinned? I'm trying to remember. Janetti.
Michaels.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh
Michaels
wait,
is
it
legal, but
wasn't
Janetti
okay.
gets pinned.
Okay.
Yeah. So Janetti basically. I don't think he's a legal man. Um. And Tony Schiavone is literally making you think that as well. So he's really helping out my case here. Um, but
And
Janetti,
he's been very astute the rest of the night, so I don't see why he would start fucking up now. So
yeah. But basically, what happens is Martel gets in the ring. He punched Janetti in the face, and then Martel just pins Janetti because Janetti rolled up one
yeah,
of the Rougeau brothers, and yeah, then he just takes advantage. But yeah,
and you hit him in the back of the head, and he can't get up from that. It's just too much.
the good guys
It
win.
hurts too much. Yep.
Martel and the Rougeau brothers. Which
The
I actually think
was
I might like this match better than the other tag team match.
the other tag match or the other 6-man tag match.
The other 6-man tag match.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It had twice the time as the other 6-man tag,
Yeah.
but also like you line these guys up against Demolition, Duggan, Twin Towers, and Andre. Like one has significantly more in-ring capability and like technical ability and shit.
What? You didn't like Andre's 45 seconds in that match?
Not what I said at all.
Yeah.
In fact, wait till we get to my notes on that match. But like,
Oh
yeah, I
God.
agree. This was the better 6-man tag. It was a good match. I mean, it was fine. Whatever.
Okay. You're convincing
Like,
me.
I didn't like the finish. But I get tired of like the same stale finish that's used over and over again, like the double countouts when they're fighting on the outside, or goddamn NWAs. I hit a back suplex and I don't know whose shoulders are down.
Yeah, no finish has actually convinced me that the match was over yet. So
Yeah, except Hogan, who gets up and just kills everybody.
yeah. Yeah. Um, but after the match, we basically get a video package of what's led up to this Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior
Goddamn, has this
rematch.
gotten insane
It has. Andre the Giant has been involved in it now, because
for
he's a
some
part of
reason.
the
Well, he's
Heenan
another Heenan
family.
guy, right?
Yeah. And honestly, the way the video package, I don't know if you felt this way too. It looks like fucking Ultimate Warrior should be fighting Andre the Giant, not
It
Rick
really
Rude.
does. It
'Cause
really does. But Andre doesn't have the belt that they want to get back onto Ultimate Warrior. So whoopsies.
yeah, and
and
there's
and what's even crazier is Andre the Giant. I feel like Ultimate Warrior is somebody who they would conceivably have beat Andre.
yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, my top two would be Hogan then Ultimate Warrior because right now they're the two biggest baby faces.
If anything, he's not wrestling Andre here because it looks like he's set up for Andre at Mania. I mean, I know that that's not the case. Spoiler, sorry to disappoint you, but like I know what's next. I know what Warrior's doing at WrestleMania, and it's not Andre. But
Me too. He's
that would
in
have been
a
something to build to.
Warriors in a fatal four-way match for the
Yeah, it was.
IC championship. Bad News Brown is finally back. Um, he's a part of it. We'll throw in
He
Rick
he
Martel.
is in an Intercontinental title match. I'll tell you that much. He is in an Intercontinental title match.
Oh, Bad News Brown is?
No, Ultimate
Damn
Warrior.
it. Damn it.
I don't even know if Bad News Brown is on WrestleMania 6, dude. I don't even know.
He better main event. Uh, but yeah, so after that video package, we have
Hey,
we had
Warrior promo.
yeah. Uh
It's Warrior. It's fucking crazy.
yeah, he's
It's hilarious.
I was trying to depict it in my head.
About space and rockets and shit.
And how he went across, the lands and everything, and he made it here and he's gonna eat up everyone or some shit. It was very weird. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's Warrior. It's very strange. We're going all the way across the galaxy. That hurt my throat.
Honestly, I think you should be Ultimate Warrior for Halloween. You did pretty good
Oh
impression.
yeah,
Yeah.
I could try it. I definitely couldn't be Rick Rude. I don't know if I could pull that off. I don't have the charisma to be
The
Rick Rude.
hair. Oh. Yeah, you do.
I don't know, man.
If you just curl your hair, I think you got a good Rick Rude.
I don't know. I'll try Warrior first. Although I look a lot less like the shape he's in.
Mm, we can get you like a bodybuilding suit. One of those suits people wear for it.
Fair enough.
But after the match, next match, we have the Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan, or with Bobby Heenan for the Intercontinental Championship. I love to see the IC belt, in action. Especially,
Especially getting a good showing, man.
exactly. Also, I gotta point out one thing. They fixed the ramp, okay? They extended it out. It's huge now. People can run down in the middle like Ultimate Warrior does and not be
Oh, can
bombarded
he
by
ever?
fans. Also, it was weird because they come out and then they had to make that sharp turn down the middle. But it's whatever, I guess.
Yeah, it just makes it more fun for Ultimate Warrior. He appreciates the extra challenge.
Yeah, he has to plant his feet and run the other way. Uh,
His arms still up in the air. Him still taking the his
uh,
50 deep breaths.
but yeah, what you think about this Intercontinental Championship? And boy, oh boy,
This
do I
match
have
was
a lot of notes as well. Yeah.
oh, I've got some notes because this match was fucking great. Warrior is taking a fuck ton of deep breaths, and I wonder why. It probably has nothing to do with the full-on sprint that he takes to the ring. Him shaking the ropes for like 5 whole minutes straight. Like this dude is like, how does he not pass out
I
every
don't know.
time? Like this dude's cardio is insane. That or he's just doing a good job of pushing through it. But I love that he just picks up Rude and then he just drops him over the
Out of the
top
ring.
rope.
And in
That
that
shit
video
was
package,
terrifying.
they had Andre attempting to brace the fall, but fuck
Yeah,
no, did
not
he
this
not
time.
have anybody? Yeah.
He just hits him with the belt outside the ring too, and it's just okay. And Shivani tries to mansplain this because Jesse's like, "What the fuck is that? That's a DQ." And Shivani's like, "Oh, I mean, it's outside the ring, so it's okay. You're even dumber than Monsoon." So shout
Oh,
out Gorilla Monsoon.
so sad.
They get back in the ring, and then Warrior just throws him out of it. Like Warrior is kicking this dude's ass, and the crowd loves it. Warrior at this point, he looks like he's the next main eventer. Like you can tell he's the guy that they're like, all right, he's next. He's our next Hogan.
Yeah,
This is our
he's
next
got
top
next.
babyface.
He's got next.
Yeah, he's got next. He picks up Rude, just drops him like right on his ass, and then he just gets caught going up top because that's where your hot streaks go to die. You're like, I've got too much control of this match. I've been beating this guy's ass too long. I gotta go to the top rope. Do you have anything you want me to keep?
Yeah,
Go
no,
on.
I have a lot. And to go back to your point
Go
on
for it.
the outside the ring moment, they do make it a point of, oh, Ultimate Warrior has, or Jesse's like, Ultimate Warrior can only fight him outside the ring and everything, and he's just like, oh, I'm surprised Ultimate Warrior didn't take him back outside the ring because you can't fight him inside the ring. Uh, Also, after the point where he does miss, jumping on him, Rude tries to go for a Rude Awakening and Ultimate Warrior gets out of it, but instead of the offense going to Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude instantly jumps on his back and puts him in a sleeper hold, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was good.
and yeah, let's just point out the fact that literally fell off. He fell from the top of the ropes basically onto the ground, like he threw his ass.
To the fucking floor.
And the padding back then was probably shit. So Rick Rude, I'm
Yeah,
sorry that happened to you.
it looks like it's just like gym mats.
God. My knees hurt after that. Like that is so bad, and I feel bad that he had to go through it. God, but he better got paid a lot. Like Vince better made his shit happen for him.
I mean, he's Rick Rude. He's Intercontinental Champion. I'm sure he's being paid just fine.
Yeah, I guess. I don't want to get too far into this match. There is a lot that goes on.
Yes.
Because
Yeah, there
there's
sure is.
instances where you think, Warrior has the match, like built and everything. Because what happens is the Warrior and Rick Rude, they collide into the ref. Okay, another match with the ref is injured. And then Ultimate Warrior's just beating the shit out of Rick Rude, like a lot.
Yeah,
And
he
then,
goes hard on him, dude. He just beats the shit out of this dude.
and then finally, whenever the ref like gets up and he's about to kick, Rude literally puts his foot on the rope. It's like it was just so smart by him, and also just the fact that, oh my god, like Ultimate Warrior just beat the fuck out of this guy for 2 minutes, and Rick Rude still kicked out. I just love that moment of like Bobby Heenan didn't have to help him. He was on the other side,
Yeah.
and you see the sigh of relief, like, oh, thank God he kicked out. And then it's reversed. Rick Rude starts beating up Ultimate Warrior, and you think, oh, it's over right here. Like, they're just going to call air. And then, like, Warrior kicks out as well. And, like, no help from, like, Bobby or anything. Like, this was solely them two just wailing on each other, beating them down, trying to go for that pin when you think it's over, and it's not. Both of them had two very good kickouts in a row. Also, forgot to mention.
Did you see the pile driver that Rude gives Warrior? Like, where he doesn't fall to his ass. He literally just drops to his knees. Warrior's head just fucking spikes on the floor. Like a fucking gonzo bomb, dude. That shit looked gross.
Bobby Heenan's outfit tonight, perfect. The sparkling
Oh
jacket,
yeah.
amazing. I had to point that out as well. Also, Rick Rude goes to the top rope. Do you remember what he does? I don't even know what he was trying to do.
He goes to like a top rope fist or some shit. It looks so weird. It's like he didn't have a plan for what to do if he jumped. Like he was, I don't know what I'm doing, but everyone else goes up here. Fuck, I'm gonna try something.
Yeah, it was like.
Here's where it gets weird.
Where do I put my hands?
Go ahead.
It was like, yeah, where do I put my hands?
Yeah,
like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know how to do splashes. I'm a heel. I don't do cool shit. So
Yeah.
He's not used to doing spots, dude.
But yeah, it does get weird.
Just wants to work.
Because
sure does.
The crowd's going crazy, and what is that? Who is that? It's Roddy Piper, everyone.
Yeah, it's Roddy Piper mid fucking coke binge who's lost his fucking mind.
Okay, is that a thing? Because I was wondering what he was on the whole night.
I don't fucking know. This was so weird. Like Piper was like, I was concerned. Like this dude looked like he was not okay.
Yeah.
He looked lost and confused and just like he didn't know what was going on.
And so, Ultimate Warrior's on the ground. You think, oh, he's just gonna end it, but of course, you get the moment of Rick Rude, like, what the fuck are you doing out here? Like, blah blah blah. And apparently, there's this thing. It's like, Rick Rude was told Piper or something like, you couldn't be rude like me or something. And so they're arguing. Rick Rude's on at the ropes, like yelling at him, and then all of a sudden, Roddy Piper turns around and lifts up his kilt and flashes his ass at him. And Warrior finally takes advantage. He hits his finisher and wins the match 1, 2, 3. Did you have anything else on it, or did I get too ahead of myself?
No, you're good. Yeah, just a fucking great match. I think this is the best showing in ring for both of these guys. And the commentary was incredible. Added so much to this match. Tony Schiavone is so good
Hmm.
to the point where I feel like this particular performance of his is probably the best the commentary's been on any show so far. I think. Like I feel like he added so much to this match. Like Jesse as well, but Shivani's excitement just carries through, and I don't know. It just made the match so much better for me, so much more enjoyable. Like all the big moments felt bigger because they made him react, and he's screaming, and he's living in the moment.
I wonder
And
how
I
long
really enjoyed
them two
this.
are gonna be a duo together. I hope a couple years.
However long it is, it's not long enough. But I don't know what I've done to deserve such a great team, so I don't know if we're gonna have it too long.
Yeah, I was worried about Gorilla not being there, but I mean Tony stepped it up. Like, Gorilla, if that was just your one-off night, like hopefully we see you at Survivor Series. But goddamn, were you not replaced by someone really good?
Yeah, the dude doing like, you know, intermission comments with Magnum TA back at Starcade is actually a really fucking good commentator. And just carried SummerSlam 89. I don't want to say carry because honestly this show was really good, but holy fuck was he not like the star of this show in many ways. Sorry, I love Tony Schiavone now, I guess. I guess
No,
he's like
you're great.
I
Uh,
guess that's where we landed.
After the match, we get another weird Sean Moody. Uh, I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
the crowd and I'm gonna tell you how amazing it is. But it wasn't as weird as it was when the guy was just like, Jake the Snake, Jake the Snake, beat me, beat
Jake's the
me.
best.
Yeah,
Jake's the best. Jake's the best. Let's
and
go,
that
Jake.
was really awkward. So thank God we
Yeah, but
didn't
that
get a
was the
cheating.
yokel in the cheap seats, though. Remember?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, because they were trying to emphasize like the seats are even good up here.
Yeah, at Trump Tower or Plaza,
Trump
whatever the
Plaza.
fuck it
Yeah,
is. Sure,
I'm
Donald
surprised
Trump owned it, I think.
we weren't there again.
Yeah, surprised they didn't really talk about Donald Trump on that WrestleMania a lot.
Yeah, probably.
It's
Yeah.
really weird.
They should have just been like, hey, Donald Trump's watching at home probably. Hey, Trump. But then after uh, we get a Roddy Piper interview, talking about how he's
Well,
gonna take down the what are you saying?
there was the Mr. Perfect one first, though, right?
I
Like
don't think
Mr.
it's right
Perfect.
here.
This isn't the one where it's like Mr. Perfect and then Piper runs in and then Garvin runs in and then Rick Rude runs in and
Oh
this
no,
wasn't the
yeah,
fucking
you're
Shane
right.
promo.
You're right. Yeah, it was.
Okay,
He was saying
because
that
that
the Red
was
Rooster was a
baffled.
stepping stone. You're right. I skipped over it. Um, yeah, he's saying that.
Probably because Piper comes in and throws us all into confusion because I don't know what the fuck this was.
Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Perfect, stepping stone, Red Rooster. That's all he was. Nobody beats him. I'm Mr. Perfect, undefeated. Um,
What's the Scotsman wear under his kilt? What's the Scotsman wear under his kilt?
yeah. And he's also like ravishing in the fact that he's the reason why Rick Rude isn't the IC champion. Like he knows it's his
Yeah,
fault,
fuck
and he wants
Warrior who just
everyone
wrestled
to
his
know
ass
it.
off.
Yeah. But yeah, you really couldn't
Warrior didn't do
understand me
shit.
saying. But next
Yeah,
up
it
we
was a
have
drunken rant.
we got
Like he's holographic, bro. Like this dude's shiny. He's covered in whatever he's drinking.
jeez.
Sorry, I was so blown. Like Piper, this is two times in a row where Piper has shown up in a talk like in like a talking role, and it's just been so strange and like just kind of a weak point on the show, and that's kind of weird.
Yeah, they
So
should just
hopefully
have
this
a
Piper Rick Rude feud, hopefully something cool comes out of this that we get to see.
Blow that smoke in my face one more time.
Don't blow the smoke in my face no more.
I asked you nicely.
Give me one of them smokes.
Yeah. Then he fucking, oh, dude, he fucking used the
I
fire
I
extinguisher.
I, I asked you, Ravishing Rick Rude, don't rub oil in my face no more.
Oh God.
Don't pose in my face no more.
Oh God. Uh,
Show me that pose.
uh,
It's the worst Roddy Piper ever, dude.
and after the Piper one, we get Rugged Ronnie Garvin's here.
Yeah, because he's here to do anything but wrestle. Because why would we want him to do that?
Fuck no. And he's being interviewed for 2 seconds, and then here comes Bobby Heenan and Rick Rude.
Yep, and they're
And
pissed.
they
They
are
just missed the dude they're
mad,
pissed at, by the
mad.
way. Like, he was right here.
Yeah, about 5 seconds ago. Um, yeah, Rick Rude's like, "Hey, I had the Warrior beat," and then look who comes out from behind. Um, and then Rude was screaming about how Piper showed him his ass, and Rude says he's gonna do whatever it takes to get that title back. And Heenan was like, "Let's get back out there, start the match over, start the match over."
Yeah, he wants it to be started right then and there. Like,
Yeah,
it's not fair. Fuck that. Restart the match right now. We're gonna go back out there.
yeah, fuck all these other people, bro. Uh,
Yeah, fuck Jim Duggan and Demolition.
yeah, honestly, yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, fuck them. Uh, next, uh, we have a Zeus, Macho Man, Hogan, and Brutus video package before our 6-man tag. Nothing too special, really. I mean, there's that moment where it looked like there was in a steel cage, and
Yeah, we
Zeus,
missed a cage match, dude. It was Hogan and Boss Man
Hogan and Boss Man. That's awesome.
in
And
a cage, man. We're watching the wrong main events.
yeah, yeah, and Zeus is
And
there.
then Lord Zed from Power Rangers comes out, dude. Crazy that they got him.
Oh God, oh God. Um, but yeah, I mean, it leads up into this next match, which is probably the most weight the ring has ever seen in one match, even with that 20-man uh, tag team match or whatever it was. We have the Andre the Giant and the Twin Towers versus Demolition and Hacksaw King Duggan. I changed his name. I know it's King Hacksaw, but uh, yeah, a lot of weight. What'd you think about it?
I like Duggan with the USA paint instead of like the Demolition, but it still kind of matches.
Oh,
I've actually kind of grown to enjoy Demolition.
I gotta interrupt you. The part I was
Okay.
talking about earlier is right before the match starts. All three of them look into the camera and take their mask off. I
Oh,
fucking love that
awesome.
part. Yeah.
I must have been putting a note down or something during that. I think I was putting a note about like how the King gimmick's like a pseudo title at this point.
Jeez.
But yeah, man, I've grown to quite to like Demolition, especially when you compare him to fucking Road Warriors. I really like him. Boss Man's uniform is covered in sweat,
Yep. I didn't want to point that out
and
because I didn't want to sweat shame him, but I agree with you as much.
here's where I have a note about the 45 seconds of Andre in this match you were talking about. I put it looks like he's trying as hard as he can to protect his opponent, but he's like sitting on them, or he's grabbing them by the throat with his massive hands, or he's hitting them with shitty punches with his still massive hands. It looks like it's painful as fuck just because he's so big. So it's kind of awesome. It looks very unique. Like, it looks like he doesn't want to hurt anybody, but just literally can't fucking help it.
Yeah.
But I love Andre in this role, though. I think multi-man tags is where he's best served at this point. He doesn't need to be doing 10, 20-minute matches with fucking Jake Roberts or any of that shit. He can be in matches like this where he can move slower. He can take more time moving. He doesn't have to do as much because he's slower now. And you can tell it kind of hurts him. Like, he looks like he's in pain. All this moving around he's having to do.
I'm gonna say it. Akeem is not a good wrestler.
He's not, dude. This dude fucking sucks. I'm done with Akeem. I don't think One Man Gang was a great wrestler, but he wasn't supposed to be. He was supposed to be a fighter. I don't know what the fuck Akeem is supposed to be. He's just sad and annoying and just not entertaining to watch. There's nothing about him that makes me think like African Dream. It just looks like a dumb, out of shape white dude in a really weird fucking gym suit, not doing much. I don't really enjoy him very much at all. I want to enjoy Boss Man so fucking bad because I know what's coming in the future. He's making it pretty difficult too.
They are not
I
good together. I need to see singles match. They
they're
are not
not
good
they're
together.
not a good tag team.
I don't know what Vince is looking at right now, and it's like we got to keep these guys together. Besides just the how big they are, but they are not good together. It is hurting both of them right now.
Yeah, it's legit killed a one man gang, an entire gang of one man.
Yep.
It's killed it. And Boss Man, who's like having cage matches with Hogan, is stuck in this tag team because these are the two that tagged against Hogan and Savage last year. And they're having to get like, I don't want to say shoehorned into feuds with Demolition, but
But
I don't know.
shoehorned in the
It just
feud with
seems like there's
Demolition.
much better. Yeah. Yeah, because there's obviously much better things we could be doing with Demolition.
Yeah, like getting ready for
I
them
don't
to
know.
face the Road Warriors.
But I'll say, despite like my feelings on them, I didn't think this match was bad at all. It was kind of just what it should have been. Nothing went. They never went like too far out of the box. They pretty much stayed in their lane. Like the Twin Towers were fine for what they contributed to this match. I think Andre just being on the heel team actually added like quite a bit, at least in terms of presence for this match. And all the baby faces were great. I fucking love Demolition now, dude. I like. I love that 90% of Demolition matches start with Smash just literally doing just that, just smashing the living fuck out of the guy he's facing with like 70,000 punches that look and sound exactly the same. It's awesome. I'm a fan of Demolition now, and Jim Duggan, I'm getting there with him. I love the gimmick. I don't know what the fuck he is. He just seems like a big dumb oaf that loves America, and I kind of love him for it. Like him having the 2x4 wrapped in the like the red,
USA
white, and
stuff.
blue is kind of
Yeah.
great. Yeah, the flag pattern,
Yeah,
and
speaking
like
about that,
he'll just cheat. He'll just cheat with it. Like
he
who gives a
doesn't give
fuck?
a fuck.
Because
Yeah.
well, I mean, literally two other matches have ended the same way with like dudes making a pin and the ref's not looking, so he gets blasted with something. The only difference is the good guys did it here, you know.
Yeah, literally what you just you hit the nail on the head on that one, or however that saying is. I can never get it right. Um, but yeah, the ref's distracted. Once again, so King Duggan comes in with his 2x4, um, hits Akeem on the back with it, and yeah, Axe gets the pin, and Demolition Hacksaw wins the 6-man tag.
I
So
think that you're not the only person that's decided that Akeem isn't a good wrestler because when have we ever seen a big dude go down this easy in a
yeah,
match that wasn't involving Hulk Hogan? This dude went down to a single 2x4 shot, dude, and got pinned in 1989 WWF. Yeah, Twin Towers are falling down, and Akeem is going to be the first tower to fall, bro.
good dude. Get that shit off my screen, bro. I can't go into Survivor Series with them two on a Survivor Series team. I
I
literally
they have to be right.
probably and
Probably with Andre. That'd be fucking terrifying.
God. But yeah, after the match, we get a Ted DiBiase promo. He's talking about his match with Superfly Jimmy Snuka. I like to say his name like that. I don't know why. It makes me seem cool. Did you know that there was a handicap match back in, oh, damn it, I forgot, 2013-ish maybe? It was Roddy Piper, uh, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Jimmy Snuka versus Chris Jericho. And who do you think won that match?
That sounds like 2009.
2009. Okay, that that's probably
Was
sounds
that
right.
WrestleMania?
No, it was on a SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think won that match?
If it's not a pay-per-view, it could have been the Legends.
It was Chris Jericho.
Okay, because Chris Jericho, he wrestled all three of them at like individual matches at Mania or something. Like he did like a gauntlet with them or some shit at Mania, and I'm pretty sure he won that. And then he wrestled like Ricky Steamboat at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I don't know
and
that. I
that's the
remember
match I
that feud. I
remember.
just
Yeah. And that's such a weird feud. And I love Chris Jericho to death, and I cannot wait for us to see him.
well, that spun out of he was supposed to feud with like Mickey Rourke because the wrestler had come out not too long before that, and then Jericho did like some promo like about Mickey Rourke, and Mickey Rourke was like, "He's gonna fucking kill me. I'm pulling out," or some shit like that.
Really?
Yeah, but because he thought Jericho's promo like he thought he had actually pissed him off or something.
Oh my God, what the hell? I hope
Yeah, I
Chris.
can't wait for all the years of this was supposed to be some weird celebrity involvement, but someone scared the shit out of the celebrity. I think it's SummerSlam like '08 or '09 when the Jackass guys were supposed to come in, but Umaga beat the living fuck out of Chris Pontius and Steve-O on a Raw, and they pulled out because they thought that he was just gonna fucking hurt him.
Jesus, I didn't know it was like that. Speaking about the Jackass guys, dude, whenever Sami Zayn was having that little feud with Johnny Knoxville, that was so awesome.
Fucking was it Johnny Knoxville or something like that?
Yeah, it was that. It even spun to the Royal Rumble where he eliminated him.
Oh yeah. I love the Rumble Force shit like that. Like you can have dumbass A come in and throw out top guy B, and it not really matter that much because it's just the Rumble.
They need last Rumble had no surprises, bro. They better step their shit up.
I think you get at least Joe Hendry in the Rumble.
You have to. He could be
I
first
think you
one.
do.
Imagine he comes out one. That shit's
That probably would
electric.
be the best spot to put him in. That or two, just because the build up.
Imagine, dude, Dream Rumble entrance. 1, Joe. 2, John Cena. And
Well,
literally the first 90 seconds is them having a sing off.
that would be great. What if I told you that Pro South has our Rumble coming up this week, the Battle Rumble, and I am entering number one?
You know what sucks?
What?
Statistically, coming in at number
There's no
one
chance in
doesn't
hell.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah. There's statistically, man. There's just
I
I
don't
think
see how
only
you win
like
that.
three, maybe three people have done it before in Pro South. I think. I don't. I'm not entirely sure on that number, but this is my ninth in a row, so that's got to be some kind of record.
Do you know who holds the record currently for WWE most pay-per-views with a match?
I want to say it's probably like Triple H.
He's
Um,
on the list, and I think he was fifth.
maybe John Cena, maybe Undertaker or Kane, Shawn Michaels, maybe.
They were all on the list, but they are not number one. Whenever you're ready, I'll tell you number one.
Oh my God, go ahead, go ahead.
It was Randy Orton.
Okay. Oh my God, of course it's Randy Orton. 'Cause Randy Orton, like, he didn't take off for Hollywood or anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
If Orton's not on the roster, it's because he's hurt
Yeah.
or filming that shitty 12-round sequel or whatever the fuck. Like, they're doing a WWE movie,
We're reviewing
not
that.
like.
We're gonna review it.
Oh, dude, when we're reviewing every WWE Studios movie that pops up, dude. The Marine, 12 rounds. I'll even go with The Condemned, man. See no evil.
You know what? During Christmas time this year, we're gonna watch the Miz Christmas movie. I feel like that's the only Christmas movie. So every year, whenever it
There's got
comes
to be a
Christmas
wrestling
times,
Christmas movie. There's got to be.
I don't know. Besides the Miz, the Miz has that Christmas Bounty Hunter movie.
Oh shit, you're right.
Um, but yeah, so we go into this next match. It's they introduce Rugged Ronnie Garvin as the ring announcer. Uh,
Yeah, not the surprise wrestler, the surprise ring announcer.
yeah, cool, good for him. But
Yeah,
the next
sure.
match,
Buy a suit, I guess. See you at the show.
it's supposed to be Greg Valentine versus or Greg Valentine with Jimmy Hart versus Hercules. Hercules makes way more sense in that main event, by the way, because Hercules and Zeus, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah,
Um,
well, too bad he's not best friends with Hulk Hogan, but goddamn, dude, I didn't even think about that, and you're 100% right.
yeah, yeah.
Better, I wish Hercules was heel so he could have been tagging with Zeus. Mega Powers versus Hercules and Zeus? Come on.
Oh, damn
Come
it.
on.
Zeus better be back for Mania, bro. I
He's
want
at
them
least going to be back
to
for Survivor Series. So.
I want them to Zeus the fuck out of this like they did with fucking what's his name from A Team? I forgot his name.
Oh, Mr. T?
Yeah, they better Zeus the fuck. I better see a boxing match with Zeus and
Zeus
Hulk
versus
Hogan.
Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah, Roddy Piper works too. Yeah, fuck it. Put him in another one.
No, Big John Studd, dude. Put him in there with Big John Studd in the boxing match.
How the fuck you gonna let
Why
this
not?
guy win the Rumble and he never show back up again?
No,
Besides
that's
being
not
the
true. He
special
was a
guest
guest
referee.
referee. How did they
Wow.
decide the Rumble winner back then? Like, it's not like you can be like, all right, then clearly he wins and goes on to Mania, right? It's not like you have that here. It's like, all right, everyone's name is in this hat. If you're a main eventer, your name is in 5 more times than somebody like, Tito Santana. Matter of fact, Tito, your name just isn't in at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
we don't get that lucky.
to prevent people like the Red Rooster from getting a Rumble win, or Roddy Garvin, because he's just a surprise ring announcer. You wouldn't want him to be a wrestler of any kind,
I
because
can't
fuck that.
I can't wait for the third Royal Rumble and it's gonna be fucking Tito Santana wins it and I'm gonna flip my shit. Um, but yeah,
I know who
basically.
wins the next Rumble. Like I've
Oh,
caught up to
okay.
Rumble wins I'm aware of.
Okay, cool, 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 cool.
You're gonna wish Tito said I'm fucking with you. I'm not gonna get into that now.
But
We got 3 whole shows to watch before then.
we have Rugged Ronnie Garvin. He's doing the intros. He introduces Hercules just fine. And then he introduces Greg Valentine. And this
Yeah,
motherfucker just rips him for 30 seconds. He's saying
yeah.
all this shit about it. I didn't write anything down, but imagine a
Me
middle
neither. There's
schooler.
no way all this fit on that card. There's no way.
Yeah, imagine a middle schooler was roasting a high schooler and
Yeah,
trying to do his best.
and yeah, and the guy who
Basically,
eats his own boogers and
yeah.
takes a fucking bath with his friends and fucking can't open pickle jars on his own and has to have his mom do his taxes for I don't know. This dude, he just went off. Like he
And
just the his Valentine's entire walk to the ring was him just getting fucking flamed by rugged Ronnie Garvin, the surprise ring announcer.
and you're 30 pounds overweight.
If they're really beefing this bad, why doesn't Ronnie Garvin just wrestle Greg Valentine instead of Hercules?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's SummerSlam. We're using a match in SummerSlam to build a feud.
Yeah, it was whatever.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
No clue. Yeah, I'll take over. I'll take over this match, okay?
Please do.
Uh, yeah.
It's not long, is it?
No, it might like 2 minutes maybe. But what happens is after he gets done roasting him,
3.
uh, Greg says something, and he comes back in the ring. He looks like, oh, they're gonna fight before. Like, why the fuck is Hercules even here? And then Ronnie Garvin gets out of the ring. Uh, so finally the match actually starts. Hercules body slam, 2 count, really quick. Um, and then it's basically just Valentine going out of the ring, just staring down Ronnie Garvin. It's like, why the fuck are who are you fighting, bro?
That's
Uh,
what I'm saying. They want to fight so bad. Why isn't this the match we got?
and then you got
They punch each
Hercules.
other a lot. Like they just punch each other a lot.
You get Hercules going out. He's fighting him. Valentine he eventually gets control. He's going for the figure four. Hercules kicks out of it. Uh, Valentine, of course, misses an off the top rope move. Uh, Hercules just starts beating the shit out of him, punching him in the stomach and everything. Um, Hercules, basically what happens is they get in the corner. Hercules gets him in the corner, and Valentine he's trying to get back up. and he like does this roll up pin in a sorts, and he gets Hercules down on the mat and uses the ropes to do the pin.
Yeah, it's the same little cheap pin he's been using for a while. We just haven't seen it in a while because he doesn't really win on pay-per-views that much anymore. But it was like this was what he was using, in like back in the old WrestleMania 1 and 2 days when he used to get to do cool shit.
Yeah, back when he was cool in a sense.
I still love watching Greg Valentine. I think, I
Okay.
mean, it's not like this match was. I didn't like this match. It wasn't good, but it's not like it was just, it was 3 minutes long and it was a feud with a guy that wasn't in the match. It was just kind of whatever. It was your palate cleanser between that 6 man and what you're about to get.
Yeah, and I'll blitz through the rest of it. Basically what happens, Ronnie Garvin comes back in the ring and he's like,
Oh
the
yeah, the
winner of
post
this
match.
match,
As far as I'm
Hercules.
concerned,
Yeah. And then the ref's like, no, no, dude, Greg
dude,
won.
I know I fucked up. I know I fucked up, and he
And he's like,
pinned him with the ropes, but like he won.
he's like, the winner of this match by way of disqualification, Hercules. And literally, Greg just goes over there and fucking sucker punches him right in the mouth. And Ronnie Garvin falls out of the
It's
ring.
had enough.
And he gets up out of the ring and he takes off his jacket, goes back in, and then Ronnie sucker punches him. And then Greg goes out of the ring, and then Jimmy Hart's like, let's just get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Um, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's over.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Ironically, I think if that decision would have stood, I think Valentine kind of got fucked over there. Ironically, he cheated to win that match fair and square.
Yeah, in your sense, like he did it and the ref didn't see it, so yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, that's not his fault. Now Ronnie Garvin's getting on that Tito Santana total justice bullshit
Oh,
or social justice bullshit.
yeah, might have
Uh,
to.
I don't think we're gonna get to see this guy again. So I want to point it out now. Jimmy Hart's megaphone echoes so well in this building. I love it.
Yeah,
I
you
don't think
can
I've
hear him.
ever
Yeah.
heard anything he said like more clearly than I have in this show. I don't know if it's the quality of the cameras getting better, as we progress with technology, or if, megaphone technology is getting pretty good in 1989. But goddamn, I heard everything he said, and it was great.
Damn. Sounds like you were there.
Yeah, basically.
I would have loved to be there, bro. Jesus.
Honestly, yeah, this show is kind of great. I really love the show.
I
You
wonder
know what
how
else
it.
I love? I mentioned Power Rangers earlier with Lord Zed, but now we're going to Rita Repulsa
Yeah.
and two of her clay monsters.
Yeah. So we get the Macho Sensational Sherry and Zeus promo right here.
Yep, and they're gonna kill the Power Rangers.
Sherry can see into the future by looking in her cauldron. They do a great job
Yep,
with the smoke
that's
here.
they really do. Like I'm like mocking it, but this shit is kind of cool.
Yeah. Savage is
Sherry
saying
looks
that.
awesome.
Yeah, she does. Savage is saying that Brutus Beefcake is the weak link, and that Zeus
Yeah,
was
no way.
impervious to pain. Um, they really like that phrase,
Kind of true. Up
impervious.
until she had the secret weapon the whole time. I don't know what the fuck they're talking. Oh yeah, it just makes it that much cooler when Hulk Hogan eventually is the one to kill you.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Um, or Rip Thomas. I wish they would have dropped some Rip Thomas during the match.
They really should have. But here's the thing about Rip Thomas though is he struggled with Zeus a lot less than Hulk Hogan did. Like Rip Thomas kind of kicked his ass.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's kind of a
Rip
pussy.
Thomas's biggest problem was like he decided not to fuck Zeus up in front of a bunch of kids. Like that was his biggest struggle. That movie would have ended 30 minutes earlier and he just fucking killed him in front of all those kids.
Yeah, oh yeah. Whenever he showed up at the thing, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, Zeus almost fucked up, dude. Zeus almost fucked up.
You know what? Let's do a rewatch.
I'm down. I want JT and Chase to watch it. Like I'm down to watch No Holds Barred anytime, man. That's gonna make it into my rotation of dumbass movies I like
Every week we should do a no holds barred rewatch.
every
Uh,
week, dude.
But yeah, so after this, we cut to the ring. Ted DiBiase's there, or Cameron,
Yep,
and
he sure is. Cause fuck entrances and music for him.
he's bragging about how he ended Jake Roberts' career. Don't know what happened. Hopefully Jake Roberts is okay. Um,
I don't know, maybe.
but yeah,
Weird that it was him and not the giant that Jake had been feuding with for the past year, but okay.
yeah.
They
But
gave this kill to Ted DiBiase, which I guess is fine.
the penultimate match, you like that word?
Yeah.
We have
Semi-main's not quite what I would call this, so yeah, penultimate's fine.
Ted
Like this doesn't feel
DiBiase,
like semi-main.
the $1 Million Man, with Virgil versus Superfly Jimmy Snuka, who is mid 40s as well. He should be fighting Dusty Rhodes at this point. That would have been
Well,
awful.
he did his best to not look that old, so like he was trying to move.
Yeah, I actually want to point out, like, Jimmy did very well, I feel like, in most of this match. I
Yeah,
don't know
dude,
what you think.
I thought again this is another like pretty good match. There, I do hear an air horn somewhere in this match, and that means winter's coming, man.
Oh God,
Air horns are on the way,
I'm
and
surprised
you're
they.
gonna hear them coming. You're gonna hear them when they're there, and you're gonna hear them slowly leave over the next few decades.
What's y'all's rule about air horns at Pro South?
I think the fad's kind of died off, thankfully. I don't know. I don't know if we've ever had that problem. I feel like most people these days, if you blow an air horn in a public gathering, someone will beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
Like I cannot think of a more obnoxious, annoying thing to do at a
I
public
know,
gathering.
and it's like that small of a space too. It's like, bro, that shit's gotta be annoying.
It's one thing in these arenas, but
Yeah.
but like I said, dude, hearing in this arena just shows me, the signs are there, the writing's on the wall, like winter's coming, and it's gonna be loud.
What'd you think about this match, though? I don't
Um,
really have too much about it.
I really, I mean, I liked it. I'll take it at least. Because I like DiBiase getting a win, even if it's by countout.
Which
Also,
is
I mentioned
such a
earlier that the
DiBiase thing to
King.
do.
Exactly. He doesn't care how he gets the win. He gets a fucking win. I mentioned earlier that the King thing is like a pseudo championship, but DiBiase is here with an actual pseudo championship,
Yeah,
which is kind of a fun phrase, I think.
and even like
Um,
Mean Gene, he like says it like at the end. It's like he's like, "And your winner, self-proclaimed $1 Million Man."
yeah, yeah, the $1 million champion, yeah.
Yeah,
We get that thing again where like DiBiase takes the atomic drop and he just goes flying over the top rope and like bounces off the ropes,
yeah,
hitting the ground. Looks awesome. He does the thing so many times where he does the begging. I was like, oh, okay, whoa, and he tries to like get a cheap shot on it. He stun guns Snuka onto the ropes and he eats shit, dude. Snuka hits those ropes and bounces off just so hard.
yeah.
DiBiase doing the little trust fall looking thing where he like goes up to the top and just falls straight backwards and misses. Ow.
I love how you
Um,
brought up the begging part because that was my emphasis I
yeah.
wanted to put on this match. Like the begging is what makes him that scumbag he is.
Oh yeah. Like the him being rich just allows him to be a bigger asshole than he naturally would be. Like he's evil through and through. He's an asshole. And he plays it up so well. Like I even like that, usually I bitch about countouts, but I like that this is the way he did it. Like he was a devious heel that outsmarted his opponent using his like fucking security guy or whatever the fuck he is, to distract Snuka that long. It wasn't like he was punching Snuka outside for 10 seconds and beat him back into the ring. It was he got distracted beating up his help and he went back into the ring and got him counted out. I liked it. And like I think Snuka looked good, right? So, uh, and he beat Virgil's ass. He got the better end of that. He gets the beautiful splash.
Yep, we got to see it at the end. Also,
Yeah,
it
so
looks
you get
like
that
he
moment
was
of him.
not like the Virgil after when he's fighting Virgil after the match, he is not holding back. Like I don't know if there was like some beef there or something, but those moves they were doing, it was not, all sunshine and rainbows. Like, hey, I'm gonna fucking splash on you and you're just gonna fucking take it, brother.
And like DiBiase gets his ass kicked enough for you to be like, fuck yeah, he got him. But also DiBiase wins and you don't like how he did it, so fuck you. I thought this was booked very well, as far as like the way the finish went, how everything came across, the post match stuff. I thought this was really good. And then this is where I see my favorite sign since Russian ass Asian. This sign says, Landon, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready for it.
Hogan and Brutus rule.
No.
Burtus. Hogan
No.
and Brutus. And I love it. Uh, so all of my notes from here on
Are
refer to
Brutus.
Brutus Beefcake as Brutus. Nothing
No.
more and certainly nothing less.
Not Brutus.
Brutus.
Uh but yeah, after the match though, we get the Hogan and Beefcake interview. I'll try to add on to your Brutus. Um
Yeah, Hogan. He's been hanging and banging and riding
That's what
Harleys with his
I
buddy
wrote.
Brutus.
That's what I wrote. I said, "Damn, they've been hanging and banging." Nice, good for them. I'm glad their relationship has blossomed with each other, and they can ride their Harleys together into the sunset.
Has the sense of Hulkamania worn off on you when it comes to Hogan promos yet?
Well, like I know what I'm gonna
Or was
expect.
this? Yeah, like this didn't feel like as awesome as the other Hogan promos because this is probably like the fifth or sixth time where it's like, well, let me tell you what I was doing, brother. I was doing some fucking cool thing that only I would be doing with all of my money. And then I had to do some big fucking muscular flex that caused a big fucking catastrophe and ruined the whole day for a bunch of pedestrians. So the bridge was destroyed, or there was a fucking gap in the floor, or some shit. Because Hulkamania is destroying everything and fuck physics. It's awesome and I love it, but like I'm seeing the pattern. But he's he flat out, not basically, he flat out just comes, and then I came in with Randy Savage's hot fucking wife with her legs around my fucking waist and her arms around my neck. And he calls Brutus the Blade, Brutus the Blade, which is a way cooler nickname than the Barber. I like Brutus the Blade Beefcake. But I don't want to pass over the fact that this dude just made like a whole minute and a half worth of material about the fact that he's got Savage's wife with him. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's weird. And what's worse that it only gets more weird after what happens next.
Yeah.
So we kick it back to the ring. We have
Who's in the ring?
uh Genius.
Sure.
That is Macho Man's brother.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm glad you looked up the genius.
Yep. That is Macho Man Randy Savage's brother. I looked into some things about their
Was it
times
like
at
something
ICW.
Pafo?
Yep. Oh, damn it.
I guess I can see it now that you mention it. Like,
Yeah, Lanny Poffo is his real name.
okay.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, and I don't even know what he said. I was zoned out really, and that's on me on that part. But he was basically just reciting a poem about the match that's coming up, and
Hell yeah.
when is he gonna fight Brother Love? Um, we're just not gonna
Bro,
recap that unless you have anything
this
about
was
it.
fucking stupid. Like, I get it now. I get it now when everyone, like, when they compare this to NWA, they say this shit is a cartoon. I get it now. Like this is literally that. It when you compare it to the NWA being like, here's all the cool dads doing dad shit, and then you're over here and you're like, here's a dude covered in face paint who's running for 45 minutes, and like, here's a guy that's really rich and he's using his money to make everybody's life hell, and then here's a dude from fucking a movie who's obsessed with Hulk Hogan, and this is the guy that's just really smart.
Yep, that's his gimmick, and he reads poems.
Which is why I say that Kevin Sullivan should be on this show.
Yeah,
Kevin
he
Sullivan
would
should be
kill.
managing the
He
powers of
would
pain,
kill
bro. He
over
should be
here.
managing demolition. Kevin
Kevin
Sullivan would be
Sullivan
so fucking awesome over here, dude.
would have more
He should be
creativity.
managing Zeus. He should be managing Zeus.
It would work out for him. He would
The
have more
problem is Zeus would be too
creativity over
fucking
here.
awesome at that point.
Yeah, then he'd have to become a full-time wrestler instead of an actor.
It is at this point where I am just ready to see the main event. Like I've really enjoyed the show so far, but fuck, I am kind of tired, and
Yeah,
you
and
know, and a Hulk Hogan match is coming, so I know I'm gonna be here a minute. So let's just kind of get going here.
that's what you're gonna get right now. We have Savage entering with Zeus and Sherry. Booze. I don't know why Savage is getting booze. Actually, I know
I
why.
love Zeus walking out to pomp and circumstance instead of something cool that makes him look tough and dangerous.
With like lightning bolts and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, anything other than like Zeus shouldn't be coming out to music I graduated to, you know.
Yeah. No. And then Brutus comes out by himself.
Yeah, Burtis gets his own entrance.
Yep. And then Hulk
Do
Hogan.
you think this is weird? Not to keep cutting you off and to keep stalling, but like I want to hyper analyze everything. Do you think this is weird that he came out on his own?
Yeah, I didn't expect it at
Because
all.
because I feel like the whole point of this is to give him the Hogan rub. So coming out to Real American with Hogan, like slapping hands and shit, would probably make him look a lot cooler than this. And then sitting in the ring, rubbing his hands while Hogan gets to have the big entrance, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean I
It
agree with
seems
you.
like, because it seems like the point of this is bring in Zeus to have another big heel for Hogan to beat, and Savage will do the heavy lifting when it comes to the wrestling portion of that, and then build a new star with Brutus Beefcake because he's Hogan's friend. But I don't feel like a thing was really done here other than the post-match shit to build Brutus Beefcake.
No, I could see where you're coming from. I actually think it gives
Sorry,
Brutus
Brutus.
a bigger shell with him just coming out by himself because people get to all eyes are on him at that moment. You know, like they're facing their biggest task, Macho Man and Zeus. So I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, I guess like I guess him having his own entrance makes him appear like a big deal, but I just think like if the whole idea of this push is he's Hogan's friend, he's standing in the ring, like I said, like with his thumb in his ass, waiting for Hogan to finish having the grand entrance. I don't know. I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
I mean we have this tag team championship, but before we
Also,
start,
also this Savage didn't even get his own entrance,
I mean
but
that came
Burtis
out to his
does.
music. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I mean, like when he was tagging with Hogan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, but they screwed that up, and we can literally, they're gonna have a 30 for 30 about that one day, about how they screwed over Macho Man during that year
Oh
run.
yeah, yeah. He just had the belt because like Hogan didn't want to have it or some shit, I guess.
Yeah, which is stupid, and they could have done so much with Savage, but that's
So what was the story here? Like Zeus hospitalized Hogan's little brother or something like that.
that was in the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a nice little spot before Liz comes out where Hogan whispers in Burtis's ear, and I just have to picture it being like a, "Don't do anything that gets you more over than me."
oh God, that'd be fucking crazy.
And he
Yeah,
goes, "Don't worry, brother. I'm just Burtis Beefcake."
Hogan talks to Mean Gene, and Mean Gene's like, by way of our WWF champion, let's welcome the
Coming out to
first
his
lady
opponent's
of
music.
wrestling, Elizabeth. And then she comes out of the ring. and you get the big pop, and Macho's like, "Oh my God, what the hell?"
Yeah, and then everyone, there's a real woman. That's what a real woman looks like. As if Sherry came onto them, they would turn her away because ew, gross, scary Sherry, yucky.
Yeah,
Out of anger at this, Savage chucks his expensive as fuck jacket at Hogan's face. That'll
and
show
he
you.
gets caught up on the ring. Yeah, but yeah, what did you think about this match?
I liked it. It was cool. It was a lot of fun shit happening. Uh, fucking great as a segment overall. The match was good, but the segment was great, if that makes sense. Because there's a lot of good shit that happens in the post match. But Hogan can't hurt the heel. We've seen this. We've done this dance a few times.
I watched
I
a
do
2 hour
like the
movie
little
on it.
bit. Yeah, we did. I do like the subtle differences in every feud, though. Like, the first one, it was like King Kong Bundy crushed his spine or some shit, and then Andre broke his heart, and Hulk Hogan can't lift him, and then the Twin Towers were boring him to sleep, and he couldn't stay awake for a whole wrestling match. And now Zeus, like he can't hurt him. I do like Hogan having to overcome the different obstacles every time, but even though it's the same obstacle, just a different face. Um, they have taught Zeus to do one thing, and that is to do a bear hug. But
Yeah,
it's working. They've taught him to do a bear hug and just literally do anything Randy Savage tells you to do, and he's doing that pretty well. Uh, there's a wonderful, wholesome spot where Zeus has like the upper hand, and he kind of does something cool, and he breaks character for a minute and drops a blank face and goes, "Yeah, oh shit," and then goes like back to the stale face, like the stale face killer, the killer glare. He was feeling himself for a second and forgot. Oh
yeah.
shit, I'm supposed to be, stoic. Very wholesome moment.
The
Really weird seeing them build to a Brutus Beefcake hot tag, but if I've seen anything, it's just so he can get his ass kicked next, and Hogan can get the big hot tag. And when we keep going, where you got anything before I?
No, yeah, I could. I'll interject. Yeah, I was
Okay.
excited to see how Zeus was gonna wrestle, but you're right. It was 2 moves that he did the whole time. Elizabeth being in
He's not a
Hogan's
wrestler,
corner is
so
crazy. I just love that angle. And then you have, for example, Zeus just no selling everything Hulk does. Hulk's trying to punch him. There's even that instance where Zeus catches Brutus Beefcake from the top rope, and his balance is just insane. He barely nudges at all. Um, and then he just
yeah,
throws Beefcake.
he's actually like a surprisingly really strong dude. I mean, of course he is because he's built like a brick shit house. But him not being a trained wrestler, they're making up for that in the fact like he is strong as fuck, and they're using that to their advantage.
Mhm.
They're playing up his like physical attributes and hiding the fact that he's not like a trained wrestler. He's getting away with being a character.
Yeah, and then you also have you, you brought it up earlier, but yeah, I mean the bear hug in the middle of the ring with Hogan. I mean, I don't know if like everybody saw that movie, but I'd assume like people are probably like, "Oh
Enough.
shit." Yeah.
It had to. Look how much money it made.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it like doubled whatever it did. Um
Unless it was the same like handful of Hogan fans that just went 1,000 times. But
yeah, could you imagine that? Jesus. That would have been us in '89. We would have saw it at least
I
3
got
times.
I have a note again putting over Savage because like he's fucking great, dude. He's as great as he's been in every show we've watched. There's a bit here right before Hogan gets the tag to Beefcake where he goes for like elbow drop, Hogan rolls away, elbow drop again, Hogan rolls away. He grabs Hogan's leg and like struggles with him all the way to Hogan getting to that tag. That's probably one of the best struggles to a hot tag I think I've ever seen. I know that's something so subtle and small, but like it's
Mhm.
shit like that when you put the care into just those minor details, like it's stuff like that makes the match go from good to great to like the legendary status. And Savage just puts so much emphasis and like so much work and effort onto the little things to where everything he does just makes one gigantic great match.
And he had to more because he was the only wrestler on his team in
Yes,
this match.
and goddamn, did he, dude? Like that dude led Zeus through all of this shit flawlessly. He was constantly communicating with Zeus, commanding him, telling him what to do. Probably the smartest thing they did was structure it in a way where it looked like Sherry had control of Zeus in some fashion. We're like they it's okay for Zeus to be subservient and not like this unhinged machine because he's doing what Savage and Sherry want him to do. So it plays very well when it goes to the match and Savage is like, "Hey, pick him up so I can do this," because he's got to tell him what to do. The dude does not know what to do. He's not a wrestler.
Yeah.
They very much like that. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but like it plays very well into the story and makes it work.
Also, you get Jesse calling Elizabeth a tramp and a gold digger during the match, which that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
there's one point where like Hogan's stuck in the bear hug and he starts to fade, and then and the camera cuts to Elizabeth for like a split second. So Tony Schiavone's like, Hogan started. There she is. they they love whenever Elizabeth is on screen, man. They love it,
Yeah,
or at
so
least he
does
does.
yeah, that horny bastard. Where is that fucking Bob Euchre dude?
uh, Baseball.
I guess it's going on during this time, so yeah, I guess so. Um, yeah, also you
Great
get
spot where. Okay, go ahead. Good.
before the Brutus hot tag, you have Hulk Hogan on the ground rolling out of like Macho Man elbows. He's like rolling around the ring.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what I was talking about. Like to get to the hot tag. Like it
yeah.
was such a great little struggle there.
Do you think that they took a lot of time to try to train Zeus, or do you think it literally was just like, hey, we want you to do this. Can you be here at this time?
I feel like it was come when you can to like work out with us and practice this match, and they taught him specifically like how to hold them in a bear hug that wouldn't hurt them, how to hit them in a way that wouldn't hurt them, stuff like that. Because he was very basic,
Yeah.
very basic. If he didn't have like two of the best performers in the world and Brutus Beefcake in the ring with him, and honestly, this match would have been just fine with whoever was in the Brutus Beefcake spot because Hogan and Savage did literally all of the work.
Yeah, I mean, you got that part right.
I think it's like, is it? No, it's not right before the. I can't remember where it happens, but like Hogan goes for that suplex and Sherry pops up at the just perfect time and pulls his leg, and then like Savage falls on top of him and gets the pin, but he kicks out, of course.
They
And then
should
that's
have.
when like literally the ending of WrestleMania 5 happens again.
It would have been better if they had made this a no disqualification match.
Yeah, I mean, all that really would have changed is you wouldn't have had to had the ref distracted for the fucking purse spots.
Yeah. You also some other things I wanted to add on. Macho Man running out of the ring, chase and then use Elizabeth as a shield still, even when he's not in his corner. Um,
Even though she's not in his corner.
you also get when Brutus is getting pinned, Hogan literally steps in the ring and just moves his leg over ever so casually, so he's not getting pinned.
Yeah, he
Or
just kind of like
he moves
grabs him, just moves him
Savage's,
like he's
my
a
bad.
fucking toddler. Yeah.
And then again on the outside when he's trying to thwart off Sensational Sherry from talking to Elizabeth, he sees that Brutus is getting pinned again, and he reaches under the ropes and just fucking pulls off Macho Man's leg, or pulls off Macho Man from him, and it's just like, bro, he's like doing it's so casual, and like no other tag team does that bullshit where they go in and they try to stop it, and at least he's trying, and he's barely doing anything.
Yeah, it seems like the NWA tag teams are a lot better about that. Like getting in when you're not supposed to be to help your partner.
I thought Zeus was gonna turn on Macho Man. There's this point where Macho like hits Zeus's chest to tag in, and he took him a second to get out of the ring. I was like, oh shit, did he piss him off too? But it really
I
wasn't like
suppose
that.
they could build to that. Like the ending of the no holds barred match is, you know, him
Matt.
getting yelled at by Savage in defeat and him leave Savage laying. So the guy that came in and did the stuff for us from the movie gets to have a nice feel good moment at the end or something. I suppose it could go that way. I don't know. I don't know shit about Zeus, bro. This is the first time I've ever seen this dude in a wrestling ring.
He's
I
actually
just know that this
the
guy
winner of
existed
the
for a
third
while.
Rumble.
Imagine. Yeah, yeah, Zeus Hogan at Mania, dude.
Can't wait
The
for that.
rematch.
Bad News Brown is the special guest referee. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the best part of the match, in my opinion, is when Macho Man does his elbow from the top rope, his finisher, his fucking finisher, and
Yeah,
instantly
it's
he gets out.
WrestleMania 5.
Yep, and Hogan just shoots up right behind him, and you see like Sherry like, "Oh, turn around, bro, turn around," and then Macho's like, "Oh, he's right behind me, isn't he?" And then Hogan starts beating the shit out of him.
he, he did it again, didn't he?
Yeah, Zeus and Hogan get this little face off in the ring where Hogan, he's pissed.
Yeah.
And finally, Zeus is stumbling, and there's that moment where he jumps off the side of the ropes, or he's coming off the bounce back or whatever, and he hits him with a clothesline, and he's waiting. Hogan's like leaning over, and then finally Zeus stumbles to a knee. Uh, the slow fall from
Crowd
Zeus is
explodes off of
crazy.
that.
I would have. That shit was awesome.
Just him going to a knee. He hasn't even bumped yet.
And then
Somehow, when this happens, Elizabeth trips Sherry like over the ropes. I don't know what
yeah, they
happened
show
there.
it
Somehow, like,
after. Yeah.
but
Um.
it's just the reason for the ref to be distracted, so you can do the purse thing.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess that was the other way to get the person
We
to the
we
ring.
completely glossed over that they loaded Burtis and basically killed him. Like Burtis, there's a whole good like 2 or 3 minutes where Burtis is just unconscious, flat on his back in the middle of the ring, and Hogan is having to thwart every attempt by Savage to go and pin him. It's like you were talking about. He like reaches in and pulls him off, and like he'll go in and casually pull him because Burtis is dead in the ring, and Savage is like, "Would you get the fuck out of here so I can pin this dude?" This shit was like a cartoon, like a Scooby Doo segment or something, where it's like chasing him through all the doors.
Until they finally took the mask off. Um.
Yeah, we completely skipped over Burtis getting killed, which is odd for me. Usually I bring that up.
Uh.
I miss you, Ron Bass.
So after Sherry gets tripped up, Macho Man tries to go to top rope, steps all over Sherry to get up there. Um. And Brutus hits Macho Man off the top of the ring. Hogan sees the purse. We don't know what the fuck is in that purse. Hogan then
Whatever it is,
hits
it kills.
Hogan hits Zeus with the purse, and he's like, "Oh, he's stunned." So he slams him on the ground. Zeus is on his ass, and then Hogan hits the leg drop. 1, 2, and it looks like Sherry's gonna stop it, but 3 happens, and Hogan gets up, points at her, and he's like, "No, no, no." And yep, team Hulk Hogan wins.
I think these two will go on to be called the Mega Maniacs, Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake. I believe that's what their name will be at some point. I don't remember. Tony Schiavone again has lost his fucking mind. Tony Schiavone again was cranked up to like 15 in this match.
That
Um,
he killed it.
drop. Hit him with the purse. And it's not even done. We're
Yeah.
not done. Great match though, I thought. Honestly, like not great, but like really, really good. Um it's probably the best match that Brutus has ever seen. Because he really wasn't in it. He slept through most of it. But I thought the stuff between Hogan and Zeus was awesome. The Savage Hogan stuff was even awesome, and the Savage Zeus stuff was awesome. Like just the way he led Zeus through that tag match and the way they made it work with the story they were telling. Really good shit. And you want to get into this post match stuff that made this segment go from good to great?
Yeah, so Hogan hits is that kind of like an atomic drop on Sherry? Is that what you'd call it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
right into Elizabeth, and Elizabeth hits her with the purse, knocks her ass out. And of course, Brutus Beefcake, with his clippers, has a good
Yeah,
idea.
he is the blade, so he has to cut hair.
So they go over to Sherry's hair and they just start cutting it off. And I literally, it basically ends right there. They go into like a video package of instant replay and stuff. But I literally wrote 80s wrestling is awesome as fuck.
It really is. They got that purse over, so that's a kill shot now. They protected Zeus because, like, yeah, Zeus, yeah, he beat Zeus, but he only got Zeus to a knee before we had the loaded purse come into play. But that purse dropped Zeus, so that's a kill shot now. And then it gives him the win over Zeus, so Hogan gets to win. LOL. But nothing was settled, so we still have a single match that we have to get to because he has not overcome Zeus yet. He just got the better of him in this match.
Yeah.
So I thought that this was pretty fucking great.
No, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. It was really fun. I enjoyed the whole show as a thing.
Same. I thought SummerSlam was
I'll
fucking great.
I'll go first. I'll go ahead and get into everything. SummerSlam,
All right.
honestly, fucking great. If I think it's in the top 3 shows that we've seen overall.
I agree.
I would
Especially at WWF.
I want to give it like 4.5, 4.25 King Kong Bundys out of 5, somewhere in that range. 4.75, not a 5, but I mean this might be the best one we've seen. There's been
The
better
best
matches.
SummerSlam, but I mean,
Yeah.
but honestly, SummerSlam last year was pretty good too. But it wasn't this good.
Yeah.
This shit was awesome.
Performer of the night. That's kind of hard. I'm gonna give it to a co. It's gonna be. Oh, never mind. Okay. There is an extinct one, and it is Macho Man, in my opinion.
No way, you don't say.
But I would also Macho Man is gonna be 1A, and then 1B is a tie with Ultimate Warrior and Rick Rude. I mean, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
Interview / promo of the night was, of course, that weird Sherry one. Cool, I'll give her something.
Okay.
Worst match of the night, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, Hercules, Jimmy. No, actually, no, fuck that. I'm giving it to Red Rooster. And, yeah, I mean, Red Rooster and Mr. Perfect. I just can't stand Red Rooster. I feel bad for him. Surprise of the night, that the non-title tag team match, the second match or the first match of the night actually. That was a surprise. Like, oh, I actually kind of enjoyed this match.
All right.
I'm trying to think of some other things. Worst performance, Tito Santana and the Rockers. No, nah. A fun match that I thought, I don't really know, but it was fun. The Honky Tonk Man versus Dusty Rhodes. I mean, it's cool seeing Dusty here. And you
Yeah,
joked
it
about
is.
like
It
seeing
is. And he had the
like he
perfect
started
opponent
it.
too.
Yeah, yeah. I hope they fight for the whole year. Fuck it.
I hope that's the Mania feud.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there's not too many awards to really give out. Or I always give out, outfit of the night. It had to go to Bobby Heenan's jacket. That shit was on fire. It
Yeah.
was
Jesse
awesome.
Ventura makes consistent plays for that award too. Like
Actually, I can't give worst to Tito. It's Akeem. He might be the worst wrestler
God
on.
damn, yeah, I think you're right.
He is fucking awful.
Him and one of those him and one of the Russian ass Asians, the one that wrestled Michael Hayes a few shows back.
Yeah,
That
Wrestling
shit was
Invasion
rough.
2, yeah.
That shit was rough.
But yeah, like I said, 4.5, 4.25. It was fucking great. Like,
All right.
top 3 show for me.
Nice. My notes about this are going to be pretty similar. SummerSlam was fucking great. There's not a bad part of the show. If anything, the worst it ever got to me was like, okay, it's worth pointing out here that Tony Schiavone was amazing on the show and added so much to every segment. His excitement, his enthusiasm was all noticeable. He enjoyed watching this show and calling it, and it came through. If he didn't, fucking great acting and way to hide that shit. But like, I felt genuine enjoyment out of hearing him call this shit. Maybe it was him just happy to be working. Who the fuck knows? He's a great play-by-play commentator, and it was really good to hear him, especially like the first real time. I can't believe the first time I'm adding NWA into this shit. Like the first time that I hear Tony Schiavone's voice all show long is a WWF show. That's fucking crazy. Every match pretty much fulfilled its purpose, and nothing overstayed its welcome. Nothing ever really dragged. And the Rick Rude Ultimate Warrior thing was just from beginning to end of that was just incredible. And it really felt like it was a huge moment. And I can't believe Sherry getting her haircut was the ending of the show. Wild. I wasn't expecting that. Like the show was already fucking crazy, and they ended on that note. I give match of the night to Rude and Warrior. Damn. You know, it was not too long ago where I was like, you know, this is what Warrior is. He's fast paced, throw you, hit the splash, we're done. And Rude's like, oh, I just do devious shit and I sell. But these two fucking hurt. Like this was a match, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Performer, Savage, of course. Of course it's Savage. But Schiavone was close. Schiavone was close. Then promo, I'm going with Heenan and Rude. I loved it. I thought that was like probably the best chemistry between manager and wrestler that promos had since we started watching these. And I think segment was the main event because you get like the good recap, the entrances, the match itself, the post match, and all that stuff. And even had my moment of the night, which was Sherry getting her haircut. So I gave this 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed SummerSlam, and I think it's like you said, top 3, at least for WWF. Like I could maybe put Starrcade 88 somewhere up at the top, but I still thought this was fucking great. WrestleMania 5 is probably one of my favorite ones we've watched. This is probably like on par with it, if not maybe even a little bit better. It's definitely a better Ultimate Warrior Rick Rude match. But overall I thoroughly enjoyed SummerSlam.
Yeah. No, I don't like if we did a ranking, this the 19th. Maybe after the next one we'll do a ranking of our top 5 of all 20 that we've done. And we'll
or we like get through 89 or something.
Yeah, that makes more sense actually. Yeah, we do best of the 80s. And we could have a shit ton of lists for that. But yeah, I mean that's it for our SummerSlam 1989. Fucking awesome. Next, Cameron said it earlier. It's a Halloween Havoc. It's the first one, first Halloween Havoc
It's the
ever.
first, the first ever. And
I'm gonna tell you,
it features a Thunderdome match, whatever the fuck that is.
2 hours and 50 minutes long. Just so you're aware of it.
We're getting there.
Yep.
We're getting there in length, but it's fine. WCW and NWA shows, like, they've rarely let me down. We had one that was kind of felt like it was dragging, and I look up and down this card, and the only thing I look at where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, is like the first match, and then one match that doesn't last very long. So, I'm gonna go in optimistic because, like I said, I've enjoyed 89 WCW. The main event level of performers are fucking crazy over there. Ric Flair is actually a fucking demon. But yeah, I'm excited to watch some Halloween Havoc just to see what a Thunderdome is. And then that's it for WCW for 89. And then I'll go do some research to figure out what 90 shows we should watch. But
and then we'll have Survivor Series and then the Royal Rumble.
Yep, and then No Holds Barred, and then we're off to the 90s.
It'd be Survivor Series, then No Holds Barred, right?
Yeah, No Holds Barred, the movie, the match, or whatever.
Yeah. Jeez. Yep, 90s. Cannot wait for the 90s. Quick question before we leave. Mick Foley, when does he? I gotta look up when does Mick Foley get here?
I don't quite remember.
1986 was his first match, and yeah, I don't care about that. Is he WCW, WWE first? Probably WCW, right?
I'm pretty sure he's WCW first. He'll show up as Cactus Jack.
Dang it.
Oh, actually, he'll show up in NWA in 90. Their first show in February of 90 features Cactus Jack Manson.
Oh, yeah, his Foley's debut match in WCW was in November 1989, where he wrestled as Cactus Jack in his debut match. He was partnered with Rick Fargo to face the Steiner brothers.
There you go. He's on the way.
Yep.
Mick Foley's on the way.
It's just a random person that popped in my head. But yep, that is it for SummerSlam. We'll see you at Halloween Havoc. Spooky. We should wear costumes. Actually, let's not do that.
I'm gonna dress as a really adoring wrestling fan who loves podcasting about it and talking about the shows with his friend.
And I'm gonna dress up as Hulk Hogan, in WO style.